Much love, respect, and appreciation. Good morning. Good morning. Well, technically, good afternoon since it's now currently 12:01. As you read the title, Me No Black, Me No Black, that is technically what Black Americans tend to hear all the time whenever it is that it deals with who it is that we are, how it is that we want to try to come together with a variety of other individuals. For so long, we've tried to give out an olive branch. For so long, we've tried to warn other people. For so long, we've tried to educate. For so long, we've tried to uphold other people, right? We've tried to body block and shield them from a lot of the things that we have had to face. And because we've had to face these things, we were like, you know what? We don't want to see other people that may not look like us. We don't want to see them go down those same roads. We don't want to see them have to give up the same sacrifices. We don't want them to have the same history. So Black Americans would normally go out on a limb and we'll decide to do things for other people. And in return, we receive nothing. Zero. And now all of a sudden, when all the chips are down, when people are made to find out what it really is, now everybody's going to Black people like, hey, why aren't you guys saying something? Why aren't you guys marching? Why aren't you guys doing? Why aren't you guys protecting? Why aren't you guys body blocking? Why aren't you guys using your platforms to speak up for us? Because it serves us no purpose. Usually it's supposed to be a symbiotic type of relationship where if somebody does for another person, then in return they're going to do the exact same. But all we see as Black Americans is people taking, getting. That's it. And in return, we get called lazy, not educated, don't want to work, all of these things, right? The same stereotypical things that America, the same narrative that America has pushed out to the masses, not just in America, but across the world. So now people are slowly finding out. But before we get there, I want to point this message to everybody.
Mr. Trump, me wanna say thank you to you for deportation me to Mexico and give me 1 week's vacation. My boss never give me. Thank you for deportation me back to my country. 1 week I be back in US. Okay. 1 week I be back. My buddies over here. They give me my buddies from the CARTEL. They give me these. Look, I be back 1 week. Look. My buddies give me this passport. You know. So you tell my boss 1 week vacation. Okay. I be back.
So we heard that, right? This man was like, yo, I don't know what Trump is on right now, but thank you for the vacation because I ain't never had one in life because my boss ain't, really do it. But since I came back and they understood what was going on because of Trump, they were like, yo, we got you. Just sit here for a minute and we're going to print you out a state ID. And that looked very authentic. Just to the naked eye, and I'm talking about this is just me looking at my own state ID and comparing it to his, that looked as authentic as you could get. And I'm like, if the cartel could pretty much print this off, they can do anything. I'm just going to be real. And this is just further proof that even though they've implemented and said that, hey, we're going to, put people exactly where they came from, yada, 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 and they're not coming back. Obviously, there are methods, there are ways for them to specifically do this. And he clearly showed you. Right, the United States kicked him directly out. He was like, "No, the cartel got a key card for the United States, and we got that. We got those cheat codes, and we printing them off real quick." And he's like, "I'll be back in 1 week." We'll see if he makes it back in a week, and he's back on whatever social media platform, and he does a video. I don't know what to tell people. And nor do I know what to tell all the others directly out there that told Trump and the United States government, like, hey, we want to, take our country back, and we want to make sure that we get all these other people and yada, yada, yada directly out here. Well, folks, they got cheat codes. They have cheat codes, and clearly the United States government does not care. So here we are. Here we are. So let's go to the next one. And I want to say this is an African coming from the United Kingdom, but it still goes with the whole context of me no black.
I'm not black. Let me say that again. I am not black, okay? Hear me out. Growing up, my mom absolutely hated when we refer to ourselves as black. She's like, you're not black, you're Nigerian, you're African. I feel like the term someone is black obviously comes from the slave era, but it also just describes displaced people that don't know their heritage. So I feel like people that do know their heritage, to try and curb racism in some way, people are going to be racist. Ignorance is ignorance. You can't, but just curb racism in a small way. Stop referring to yourself as black. If you know where you're from, your race.
Okay. I just had to stop right there because I'm trying to how is she trying to correlate racism with calling yourself black? I'm a little bit confused. I'm a little bit confused, and this is what I mean when I hear Africans that literally leave their countries, they flee, and then they go to Europe, aka the UK, and then they decide to jump on social media to try to get into these conversations dealing with Black Americans, and they try to tell us that we're uneducated. We don't know where it is that we come. I come from the United States. I come from America. Like it's not that difficult to actually understand. It seems like it's more so the ignorance coming from a lot of Africans. Because okay, it's great, right? You have somewhat of your history and stuff intact, language and all this other type of stuff, right? Even though countries and lands have been taken over, switched, reversed, all these other things. How everything is listed now is not what it was hundreds of years ago. Right. So in a sense, the exact same quote unquote ignorance could be applied to her. Right. But I digress. But again, trying to tell Black Americans that, we suffer from some type of ignorance because we don't know where we come from. Generations upon generations upon generation upon generation upon generation upon generation come directly from here. Come from the United States of America into the Republic of which it stands. One nation under God. Like I said, I'm a little bit confused. I need other people out here who don't know anything about American history or American politics. I need them to just be quiet. I need you to roll back and just shut up. That's all I'm saying. That's all I need you to do. Roll back and to just shut up real quick. But let's continue.
Certain household, Somalians are Somalians, Ethiopians are Ethiopians, Nigerians are Nigerians. Like, if you know where you're from, why refer to yourself as a color? I feel like when we say black, it just sounds so harsh and like, this is black. I'm brown. I'm Nigerian at the end of the day. Like, that's who I am. That's where I come from. So I understand when you say Black British or Black American because you don't know where you're from. You're just a person of color in the city that you're in. Obviously, you still be treated the way you're treated, but just like, I feel like when I hear someone refer to me as black, it just sounds so harsh, especially coming from a certain demographic. I think if you have the privilege of knowing where you're from, you shouldn't refer to yourself as a color because it further, pushes the racism narrative and further.
What racism there? Do you just like dating white men? This is what I'm just trying to figure out because it's at one hand you say that because she want to talk real soft, right? So when she wants to specifically state that, hey, if you're basically African or you know where you come from, don't refer to yourself as black, right? Because you know better. You're not as ignorant as the Black Americans. But on the same hand, she's like, I really, dislike when, another group of people, want to say, black. It sounds so hard. Why are you talking so soft on that? Raise your voice up. Pick that up. Go up a few octaves real quick because that's crazy to me. Because you want to go hard when it deals with quote unquote Black Americans, but you want to go soft when it deals with the Europeans or the men of your preference, which are more than likely European men over there in the UK. That's crazy to me. That's diabolical. And then, the ignorance part that I'm looking at is this, right? So, quote unquote, Black Americans are ignorant, right? We don't have no culture. We're lazy, don't want to work, yada, yada, yada. Same gibberish everybody likes to say across the world, right? But when I look at her, I'm looking at the aesthetics, right? She's wearing lipstick. Interesting. I'm looking at some fake eyelashes. Interesting. I'm looking at fake hair directly on her head. Interesting. I'm looking at the clothing style. Interesting. All of that is looking real American. That's looking real westernized. That's looking real Black American. It's a little bit weird because if you're from Nigeria, you should be wearing your natural hair. That's not yours. Sweetheart, I can tell you that that is not your hair. Matter of fact, also you're wearing makeup as well too. You should be all natural. All natural. You should be wearing no makeup, no eyelashes. You shouldn't be wearing no lipstick. You shouldn't be wearing nobody else's hair on top of your natural hair, right? Because that's not how you were born. You're African, you're Nigerian. So be proud of that Nigerian heritage. Matter of fact, why aren't you wearing any type of Nigerian clothing or garb? Something that is a part of your culture and your society. Why are you dressed so Western, so American, a place of which you have no origin? That's crazy to me. It's crazy how some of the most people that want to talk the utmost about Black Americans are the main ones that copy, the main ones that dress, style, talking, yada, yada, yada. But in order for you to get any type of limelight, 15 minutes on TikTok or wherever, you got to bring us up in discussion. We have to automatically be the topic. We have to be the center of that so that everybody can just come directly in it because without us, there is no you, as you would like to say, right? Because whenever Black people want to talk about culture like hip hop and rap, everybody's like, "Oh yeah, that's it's all the way from Africa. It's like the way you dance, the way you move. That's African roots." Da 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 da. In order to try to further say that we don't have anything, right? That we didn't create anything here. That anything we created is pretty much African. And I'm like, ain't that about something? Because I'm like, the way that we dress, this is not African. This is American. This is as American as you can get. Like I said, I look at Africans all the time wearing sweatsuits, track pants, jumpsuits. What y'all doing? That's not y'all natural clothing. What you doing out there in the desert? Sitting up there chasing lions wearing a Nike Tech. What you doing? What you doing? What you doing wearing lugs or Timbs or Nike boots out there on dirt roads and in the desert? You don't got no type of snow. What type of weather that you got that you need any of those type of clothes for an occasion? You shouldn't be like I said, where if you are so proud of where it is that you come from, your culture and your heritage, stop dressing like people you are not from, like people that you do not associate with, of people that you know that you are different from. Dress in your normal cultural garbs. Be proud of that, like you always say that you're so proud of. I'm proud of my culture. I know where I'm from. I know my language. I know my religion. So dress like that then. Because every single time I see y'all come over here and y'all want to come to the United States, y'all trying to dress like y'all either from the South or New York. And I'm like, how'd that happen? Because y'all wasn't born here. You don't even know the culture. You literally just got off of a boat. Literally off of a boat. But that's right. You don't want to dress or talk like you normally do because you would stick out like a sore thumb. You don't want to be teased or made fun of and yada, yada, yada. And teased and made fun of, that's something that's normal in the Black community. Maybe it's not normal over there in Africa, but that's something that's American, something that's normal here. So, yeah. 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 I saw somebody mention the bleaching cream. I done touched on that so many times. It's crazy. Like I say, the African continent has some of the most beautiful, deepest, rich, most melanated skin complexions there. And the people there on that continent hate it because they still try to live up to some European standard. Like I said, the Europeans already got the Asians. That's already said and done. They've using all types of bleaching creams and all other type of stuff to get rid of any type of melanin there, so they can be porcelain to the point where they gotta use umbrellas when the sun hits them because they're basically vampires because they will start to burn because they have no type of pigmentation to save them from that natural sun that normally feeds and nurtures everything on this planet except for those that lack the melanin and the possibility to absorb it and break it down. But like I said, this is the type of things that people want to sit up there and follow, along with a lot of people from the islands and Africa. But like I said, but Black Americans, we don't know where we come from. We don't love or respect or value ourselves. We don't have a culture or anything like that. I can sit up there and say more times than not, a lot of Black people in America love the skin that they're in. How about that one? How about that one? But let's continue. Right? Let's continue here.
This is so crazy that we voted for Trump. We trust him with the words that he promised us Latinos. That is crazy that starting next week, multiple cities will be getting every race. And it's so crazy that multiple people are scared to go to work. When I work out, a lot of Latinos are not getting work. And that's crazy because we have a living too.
But it's pretty much a little bit blurred out because of.
I hate that I voted for him. Now I'm so scared about not being in your family. Yo, we need to come together and do something happen.
So let me just get that straight, right? Let me see if I can rewind that real quick. Let me see if I can go back to that. See if I can.
I hate that I voted for him.
I'm so mad that I don't have the caption for that, but it's priceless right there, right? So you have somebody here who is, of the Latin, Hispanic, however you want to sit up there and put it, Spanish speaking, right? She specifically said that she hates the fact that she voted for him. Champ, sweetheart, it is what it is. This is the bed that you made, and you got to deal with it. Again, I just want to reiterate that Black people for the longest time in America have gone through some of the most horrendous things in history and still go through these things. And everybody else just stood there and they watched. They stared. Right? Some people just turned a blind eye. Some people just shut off their brain. Right? But the greater percentile of people just did not care. And the main thing that I consistently been saying since I've made this platform is that everybody has their turn on the wheel. You may not be made to understand what's going to happen, but you will. Right? And this is what we're looking at. This is clear cut case number one. She said that she voted for Trump. And now she's sitting here on social media looking for sympathy and asking for people to do something and help. Sweetheart, you did this. Talk to your people. Stop talking to Black people. I need everybody. I need everybody get close. Get close. If you are. And like I said, this is no hate towards any community, right? I love you. No problem. Right? Because that's what Black people do. We love y'all. But this is your battle. We are not putting on capes. I can't even locate where my super suit is at this moment in time, and I'm right here next to my closet. For the life of me, I cannot find it. I might have left it at the cleaners, and maybe who was working at the cleaners might not be there right now. That cleaners might be closed, so my super suit, for all intents and purposes, is actually lost. So since I don't have the ability to actually suit up, I'm out of this fight. There's nothing I can sit up there and do. I need y'all to start talking to your own people who made the decision to vote for somebody who literally told you that, hey, if you vote for me, I'm getting rid of you. He told you that. He told you that. And I'm a little bit confused on how you vote for somebody and now you're saying you're scared for yourself and your family. Are you stupid? Are you stupid? Are you dumb? Like, intellectually speaking, mentally. I'm like, I don't understand. Like, I've never seen so many people crying on. Well, actually, let me digress. Let me pull that back. The last time I saw this many people crying was when they realized that Kamala had lost, and people were just like losing their minds. You had white women online. Oh, I'm about to go ultra feminist. I'm about to shave my head, and I'm about to start barking like a dog, and yada yada yada. And I'm about to really stick it to the man. You ain't sticking it to nobody, Susan, because no matter what you do, you know that you got the protection of the same man that you're talking about. And this is another reason I want to point this out, because a lot of Black women felt that they have allies directly out here. These are some of the same people that you see on an everyday basis. They take part of your culture. They might date the men of your community. They might call you sister and all of those good things. They might even dress like you, right? They might even talk just like you just to fit in. And at the end of the day, they still voted for somebody who doesn't look like you. Right. And at the end of the day, what did women always sit up there and say? They said that, hey, we're going to stick up and we're going to vote for other women. And what did those women, white and Latin, do? They voted for a white man. So much for that sisterhood, huh? So much for that sisterhood, that feminist movement, women independence, and all of that good stuff, because that went directly out of the door when it came to this election. All of those women of other nationalities, 100%, I'm not going to say 100%, but overwhelmingly voted against you as a black woman. They didn't want to see somebody, because everybody told you that Kamala was black, right? So if you technically think about it, even though you know other stuff about Kamala, but for all intents and purposes at this moment in time, they didn't want to see somebody like you, reflective, in office. They would rather see Trump and his wife. They would rather see JD Vance and his Indian wife. Ain't that something? Hold on. So let me get this straight, right? So JD Vance has an Indian wife, correct? But yet Kamala is Indian, right? At least from the last picture that I remember posting, right? Kamala was Indian, right? And she has a white husband. And for whatever reason, Native Americans, Latins, white women did not want to see that directly in office. It's a little bit bewildering to me. It's almost like the whole Hillary situation, right? Even if you got a woman that's white that's running, women will still vote against their quote unquote own best interest and put a man directly in office. It's diabolical how this works. It is quite crazy when you think about it. But it's even crazier knowing that you voted for somebody who told you for face value, this is what I'm going to do, and you did not believe them. Yep. 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 What was it? Jesse said, if Hillary didn't become president and she's a white woman, what makes you think Indian black woman is going to become president? Well, Jesse, I never thought it was going to be happening, because I never had any faith or a type of belief at all. But I knew, due to the effect of the Democratic Party, that they were going to push this as hard as they could. This is why they got Meg Thee Stallion and all these other black female artists that were twerking on stage, and they were having all of these mini concerts to gather in black women, right? Because that's the core demographic that they were really aiming for, and really going for, the black female vote, both young and old, right? But missing directly out of that, they weren't really trying to push a narrative towards black men. Now, again, some people have some things online like, hey, this is the initiative that Kamala Harris had for black men. That's all good and great. But you weren't putting in that same effort that you were for black women, though. Like, they were spending millions to get black women directly there. And I showcased to y'all when Meg was on stage, where they had her singing songs of which had too much cursing and all this other type of stuff in there. It was almost an incomplete song. You might as well have not even done a song. You should have just had her up there just like dancing to an instrumental. That was it, because that's pretty much what it was. Crazy work. Crazy work to have all of those artists directly up there, and you're doing all of this marketing towards this one specific demographic, and you still inevitably end up losing, because the overall majority of women did not want to see a woman directly in office. And this is what men have been trying to tell women for the longest time possible. I'm still not sure if people get it. Manny said 188 people and only 57 likes. Hey, it'd be like that, man. Like I said, I got to the point I stopped asking people to, like the videos and subscribe. It just is what it is. People do, whatever it is that people will decide to do. It'd be like that. But shout out to you, for taking notice, man. Shout out to you, man. So we're going to go directly to the next video, right? We're going to listen to what it is that this black woman has to state.
to tell me that you got so-called Native Americans who are sitting around complaining, talking about their relatives are being deported and they are being misidentified and that they are scared and need to travel around with their tribal IDs with them? And they also said that this not them, these are their cousins that's being deported. Now I got a question. Foundation of Black Americans and Foundation of Black Americans alone. If you ain't a Foundation of Black Americans, this question is not for you. Foundation of Black Americans and Foundation of Black Americans alone. Do any of y'all got a cousin that could be deported? Any of y'all? Any? I don't speak too fast. Do any of y'all got a cousin that could be deported? And also, riddle me this. I seen a comment saying it'll reach a point to where tribal IDs will not matter no more. History always repeats itself with a broken heart. So I'm guessing that's a Native American that left that comment. What did you mean by that? Because history repeating itself for us is still here. Bad or good, no matter which part of history you want to pull. You want to pull our creations, you want to pull out slavery, you want to pull out the way they enslaved us on our own plantation, you want to pull out anything, it's all here. What do you mean by history will repeat itself and your tribal IDs will not matter no more? It's almost like you trying to say, and I'm just trying to put two and two together because that comment, it was equaling 5. Because it's almost like you're saying that you made a deal with somebody that has crossed you before, and you're at risk of them crossing you again.
I will tell you right now, they don't look like Indians to me, and they don't look like the Indians. Now, maybe we say politically correct or not politically correct. They don't look like Indians to me, and they don't look like Indians to Indians. And a lot of people are laughing at it, and you're telling how tough it is, how rough it is to get approved. Well, you go up to Connecticut, and you look. Now, they don't look like Indians to me, sir.
So we heard that, right? You have quote unquote Native Americans being deported. Now, to any Black American here, what would that technically mean? Right? Because everybody's always stated that Native Americans are the original people. But if you're Native American, you should not be affected by Trump deportation. Correct? Let me see if I can actually post that directly up here just so that we can, have an image so people understand what we're talking about here. So let me roll back here and turn on the camera. All right. So this is what we're looking at, right? Navajo citizens facing identity challenges during ICE deportation raids. Now, how would that be possible? How would Native Americans, right, the quote unquote indigenous people, these are the people that we've learned about and known about for the longest time possible, how would they be facing deportation challenges, issues, right? You're on your land. This is what the government specifically gave you. Everything should be pretty much said and done because everything is everything, right? But as she stated before, somebody left a comment almost as if you're stating that, hey, you made a deal with somebody and it seems like they're going to double cross you again, aka history repeating itself. Very interesting. So again, you have a lot of Black people that have always said that, hey, Black people were the original people here in North America, right? And a lot of people like, no, you guys are just trying to take other people's stories and cultures. And I need all of those people to step directly up and explain this to me. Explain this to me. All of those people that wanted to sit up there and say that, hey, Black Americans aren't native and you don't have native blood and yada, yada, yada. Okay, well, I should be caught up in these ICE raids too then, right? I was born and raised here. Same thing with my family and so on and so on. Generation, right? So, all of us should be, getting deported, right? All what is it, about like 40, 48 million, 50 million? right? Black Americans, we should all be getting deported back to somewhere, right? So they should be going through Chicago right now. They should be going LA. They should be going to Detroit. They should be going through places down south, Florida. They should be going up there in Compton, in California, right? All of these black cities, these major black cities, we should be pretty much directly out of there, right? We should be going to where it is that we originally came from. I guess they forgot. I guess they're going to, save that for last. Because realistically, if you look at it, anybody that's not supposed to be here is getting caught up in these raids directly right now. And I'm not seeing ICE go directly to black neighborhoods to pick up black Americans. So obviously some narratives are breaking apart. Some stories are falling directly to the wayside, and certain truths are coming directly out there, even if they're not directly saying specifically what those truths are. But again, for black Americans, we know exactly what this means, because a lot of us have been stating the exact same story for the longest time possible. Some of us can actually point towards pictures. Some people actually have, their family tree and their heritage. They got everything said and done directly right there. But even still, even with that, and they can directly put that out there for everybody else to see, you will still have people that will say, "Oh, you're not Native American." And if you are Native American, what's the actual percentage of you being Native American? Like I said, some of the last people that will be on this list are going to be the Europeans that just got here within the last 10 years, if any, actually, because those are going to be some of the main ones that they're going to leave alone. ICE is not going to try to specifically go for them, because the whole main goal is to undarken or unmelanate North America, and they want to whiten North America, right? That's what they want it to be. So this is why in a lot of conversations that deal with just fictional things, right? Like black superheroes, or better yet, we got the Assassin's Creed game that's about to come out this year. This is why you have a lot of people getting mad at certain things, because their idea of what a hero or the image of a strong man should be is not reflective of them. So they want to get angry and mad. Case in point, pay very close attention to when this Captain America movie drops, where you got Sam Wilson, who was Falcon, who now has the mantle of Captain America. Pay very close attention to how they're probably going to review bomb this video, how you're going to have a lot of them on social media and on YouTube channels and TikTok. They're all like, "Oh, this is woke. This is woke. They brought in these politics and these politics and these politics. It can't just be comic books and da 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 and all this other stuff." Right? It's going to be that type of deal. But like I said before, this is the bed that a lot of people have made. And, slowly but surely, a lot of information is coming out. And it's up for those out there to pay attention and to realize exactly what's happening and why it's happening. Right. So now let's go to another video. Another one.
People running in the ICE raids. And I want to share with you guys what you told us when ethnic Black Americans were struggling with the police. I want to share the same things that you told us. Please comply. Please follow the officer's instructions. You should not run at all. You should let justice and you should let the legal system handle it. The legal system will take care of that. So it's very important that you comply and do what the officers tell you to do. There should be no running.
That's facts. She is 100% right. She is 100. Anybody that gets caught up in any of these raids, stay calm, follow the officer's command, comply. Don't fight back, don't wrestle, and allow the beautiful court system in the United States to give you the justice that you deserve. Right. And again, I want to point out to people, for the longest time possible, whenever it is that Black people have always had issues with the justice system and the police, a lot of people stay silent. A lot of people did not care. A lot of people told Black people to shut up. A lot of people told Black people to stop being victims. Right. Stop making up false stories. Stop trying to make it seem like racism and all this stuff exists. Like I said, right. And this is the point in time that a lot of Black Americans need to return that exact same energy to all of those folks directly out there that said the exact same things to Black Americans for the last 10 plus years. Whenever it is that we talked about a social injustice, we talked about the courts, we talked about the police, we talked about the government, everybody called us crybabies, everybody called us whiners, everybody called us beggars, everybody called us wannabe victims. So whenever issues start coming up with everybody else, I need every single Black American to return that exact same energy. Because right now, what I'm seeing online is a lot of people that want to turn around and start trying to say like, oh, we don't need to be so divisive. Let the past be the past. We need to come together. This is affecting us all. They're all trying to, do this. I'm not trying to hear it. Because Black Americans been telling y'all this for the longest time possible. I myself, as one of these Black Americans, has been trying to tell everybody this for the longest time possible. But I just had people telling me to shut up. Stop being a victim. Stop talking about this. Stop talking about that. This was 400 years ago and all this other type of stuff, right? No problem. The moment in time that this hits your doorstep, just like how you told me that this was so long ago, oh, that was just a Tuesday. Move on. That was just last week. Move on. That was just last month. Move on. Oh, you got separated from your family and your kids? That was just a Friday for me. Move on. Next. What else are we talking about? What's for dinner? Who's playing on the game? What's the new movie coming out this weekend? Like I said, all of the energy that people have been given to Black Americans for the longest time possible, it's time for Black Americans to stand 10 toes down and deliver that exact, no matter what anybody says, because I promise you, a lot of people are going to bring up the waterworks. A lot of people are going to say this, that, and the third. Don't pay no mind. Don't react to it. Don't stay directly focused and give people that exact same energy. Because that's the only thing that people respect. The only time that people actually respect anything is when you deliver the exact same energy, if not more. If you decide as a Black American that you want to turn a blind eye, you want to be like, let me turn another cheek. I don't know how many cheeks you got, because you must be some type of alien from another planet, because we done ran out of those. we are out of stock. Black people in America have been turning way too many cheeks, more cheeks than God has even given us. And for the life of us, we've still been trying to be nice. We've still tried to be helpful. We still try to inform, no matter how we've gotten treated. No more. This is not the time. This is not the time. It is time to stand 10 toes down and to move forward from there on, having that exact same energy. That's it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I ain't sitting up there saying no type of hatred, no type of this. Just give people the exact same energy. If they ignored you, you ignore them. If they told you to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, everybody who is an immigrant that voted for Trump, I need you to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Stop trying to paint yourselves as victims, because you're not a victim. Because I can easily sit up there and say that, guess what? A lot of Black people voted for Bill Clinton. And you know what he did to Black men? There you go. And guess what Black people had to do? We had to move on. No matter who we lost in our families that were incarcerated, shout out to the 3-strike rule. Didn't matter. So for everybody that voted for Trump and you were an immigrant and you knew that you didn't have like the proper documentation or green card, or you pretty much just jumped the line just to get here, and you thought that it wasn't real, and now you know that it's real, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Stop trying to paint yourself as a victim. Maybe if you would have went about things the right way, like other people who stood in line to get here, maybe you wouldn't be suffering. Maybe you wouldn't be scared. Maybe you wouldn't have to worry about your family or your friends. Maybe you wouldn't have to worry about yourself. Maybe you wouldn't have to now shut down your business. Like I said, no hate. It's all love. No hate at all. All love. All love. Right? Now, this is a very special video that I want to talk about here. And this is specifically to Black Americans, because I'm just trying to figure out, and this is one of the same mofos that wanted to come through on national television and wanted to say that the reason that Kamala Harris didn't make it into office was because Black men are misogynistic, because Black men don't want to see a Black woman, somebody like their mother, their sister, their aunt, or whoever, in power. right? That supposedly we black men has this great fear of black women having all of this power, right? So let me just go to 2025 and see what this man just did for black people, right? I just want to note y'all, this is the most black people I've ever seen in concert in my life. You would have thought that they were going to the Million Man March.
Shopping for justice.
Now y'all saw that, right? Now I want y'all to know, and this is one of the main people that sat up there and told y'all, vote Democrat, vote Democrat, vote Democrat. Don't worry about reparations. Don't worry about money. None of this. Let's just get Kamala into office. Worry about everything else later. This is what we really need to do. Yada, yada, yada. Rah, rah, rah. Sisk, boom, bah. Bugs Bunny, rah, rah, rah. Right? That was his whole spiel. So let's go to what he had to state.
Came forward and said, we're going to do diversity. We're going to do this because race needs to be dealt with. And for Donald Trump to be able to cancel a commitment they made is an outright affront to the black community, brown community, LGBTQ, and gay community, and women that they committed to. So that is why we will stand with those that stand with us. Costco's immediately stepped out and said that they will not back off DEI. On last Monday, Martin Luther King holiday, I announced that for 90 days we're going to research the company that we find that has made the most affront. We will call a boycott. But today we are calling a buy-in. I have bought 100 people $25 gift certificates. We're going shopping at Costco because they've stood with us. People that stand with us, we will stand with them. People that do not stand with us, let Donald Trump stop us in 90 days from boycotting them. We will not pay to be rejected and disrespected. Thank you.
So to all of my black people, right, you heard the Reverend Jesse Jackson. I'm sorry. I get both of them confused because they pretty much do the exact same thing. I'm sorry. Al Sharpton. I forgot. He lost weight. You know, I'm not sure if it was Ozempic, whatever it was. Right. So he's out there preaching the exact same thing that they've always preached for the longest time possible. Right. So somebody explain to me this. Why is it possible that whenever something takes place, none of these quote unquote activists ever want to do these marches through the, black stores, the black businesses, the black warehouses that we have? Why are they going to a white owned corporation and they want to bring black dollars and fluctuate those black dollars there? Why not go to a black business? We got tons of online black businesses that, Al Sharpton could have pointed directly towards. I've tried to use my platform over the years, right, as a YouTuber, to point people directly to those black platforms. It doesn't matter if it was clothing. It doesn't matter if it was armaments, vests, if it was like shoes, if it was like just for ordinary goods that people need every single day. Pretty much any and everything that I could think of, I brought that to my platform, tried to point it out in way of a live stream and or video, and that was it. I have yet to see any of these prominent civil rights figures point all of these black people to black businesses. They always point you to a white business. Why is that? Like I said before, how much money is he getting paid in the background to do this? Because after that loss that took place and Trump was in office, you didn't hear hide nor hair of any of these people. They were just sitting back there sulking. They were back there crying. They were just like, yo, I don't even they couldn't even fix their mouths to say nothing because they had to sit there in that loss. They had to sit there in that void of which they created because they didn't plan good enough. They tried to hurry up and pull something up real quick, like a rabbit out of the hat, but that rabbit was obviously deceased and it was nothing but bones and ears. That was it. And they expected people to clap and cheer directly for that random magical trick. No, it didn't work. It failed. It 100% failed. And then inevitably, he was the exact same one that's trying to put you out here to Costco. And he was the same one saying that, hey, black men are misogynistic. Black men didn't want to vote for a black woman because they didn't want to see a black woman that's reflective of somebody in their family in power. He specifically said that he didn't talk to a lot of brothers and he don't know what's up with brothers and talk to them at barbershops and all this other type of place. And he don't understand why they so misogynistic and why they don't want to see a black woman in office. That's why Kamala lost. Wow. And y'all wonder why it is that, you have black men sit out and not vote for the longest time possible? Because y'all got leaders like this where they have done over time the same work as the feminist movement, where they were like, hey, we don't care nothing about the men of the community. Y'all don't need them. Y'all don't need them. It's whatever. You guys are strong. You guys are independent. You guys can do it all by yourselves. You guys are the bosses. You guys are the go-getters. You're the girl power. You guys are the real bread winners. Right? And that's what they uplift every single time. So because you only go after one demographic instead of both, because you only uplift one demographic instead of both, guess what the other side is going to sit up there and do? Well, if you don't care about us, we don't care about nothing. Hold that L. Hold that L proudly. House of L's. Because that's exactly what we're looking at this moment in time. And in order to save any type of face, now we're going to do what we used to do back in the 50s and the 60s. We're going to sit up there and do a boycott because, when all you realistically had to do with the platform of the millions of followers and people that you have, with the many connections that you have, all you had to do was point black people to black businesses and to have them shop black. But you didn't want to do that, because you're still on the exact same thing that Martin Luther King was waking up from. I fear that I've brought my people into a burning building. It went from having a dream to a nightmare, and he had that realization. And he was about to sit up there and switch up. But you know what happened when MLK switched up? The United States government got him. You know why a lot of these other civil rights activists never switched up? Because they didn't want to get got and they didn't want to be a target. So it's a lot easier for them to just play it close to the vest and to sit by the wayside and to just have this illusion of inclusion. And that's exactly what they're still selling after all of these many decades. But yet notice how these black activists and churches are the only groups doing this. You don't see nobody doing this in the Latin community. They're like, yo, we're going to sit up there and buy directly from ourselves. We're going to provide for ourselves. We're going to open up our own stores. We're going to have bodegas and these, corner stores. We're going to have like little grocery stores set up on the street. So if you want to just drive by and pick up something real quick, you can do that. I done seen that all over New York. Shout out to the Latins out there in New York that do that. Shout out to you for, working for your people, making that money any which way, how. Shout out to y'all. Do you really think that these activists and the churches would want people in the black community doing that? They don't want you doing that, because that's going to take away from the attention and the money that they normally get from either the front door or the back door by way of the government and all of these other organizations that you don't know or understand are working directly side by side with them. That is clear cut what we're looking at this moment in time. Looking at these same black activists keeping black money stagnant, pushing it into the exact same areas of which don't care. He's like, hey, we're going to sit up there and put it directly in Costco because they stand by us. Who said that? Who said that? Any corporation, people don't understand what the whole quote unquote DEI thing. It's up to whatever corporation or business wants to do it. They can decide to do it or not do it. That's it. That's it. But a lot of people don't, seemingly understand it. And they want to sit up there and listen to a lot of these people sit up there and keep marching forward and doing a 1950, 1960s type of deal. We're in a whole different era. Whole different era. And I know a ton of black businesses that could have profited from having 100 black people with some gift cards buying directly from their warehouse or their business, potentially even, selling out whatever it is that they have. But again, that's not what these black activists in these churches want to do. They want to send you back to the exact same folks who put you in a predicament that you're already in. They want to make sure that your black dollar is not circulating in a black community, just as has always happened historically. Because remember, at one point in time, we had this, aka Black Wall Street, and we saw how powerful the black dollar is when it's able to circulate within our community. And when other people noticed and they understood that, they broke that apart, just like they broke apart the Black Panther Party movement. Like I said, people got to start waking up and realizing that you got a lot of these people out here that y'all give this same attention to. They are not for you. They have never more than likely been for you at all. At all. Like I said, this is crazy, and it's baffling to me to see this still going down and still see it happening. And people wonder why it is that you got a lot of the young folks out here not trying to hear nothing the old folks got to say. This is why. Because even they can sit up there and see through the charade without knowing the fullness of the history. Uh-oh, Alfred Coleman seems a little bit mad. I think I might have hit a nerve. Alfred, what nerve have I hit? Because you said that I don't know any of which that I'm talking about. So you said, let me just highlight it so people can see what I'm talking about. So Alfred said, quit dividing our community with this incognito MAGA spin. Okay. So if this is a MAGA spin, so are you saying that I'm Republican? Yes or no? Let me know. Take your time. Take a second. When the bigs try to get at you, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. It don't take that long to type. I'm just saying. Like, Lord have mercy. A lot of people are on cell phones right now. I don't know what's going on. Maybe you like got two like fingers or something. You don't got no thumbs. But Lord have mercy. No. Don't ban them. Don't ban them. Leave them right there. Leave them right there. Because like I said, I like these conversations. Because I like to showcase, a variety of things. Candace said you can't see the comment. I have it highlighted on the screen. A lot of people can't see it because some people are typing from other channels. I'm broadcasting directly to two channels. So I'm broadcasting from the original channel and also from the second channel. So I'm just trying to figure out. Brother, still insulting. What are you even talking about? I asked you to answer a simple question. Are you trying to say that I am a Republican? It's a yes or no question. You're a grown adult. I'm pretty sure. Let me go back and look at the name Alfred Coleman. I'm pretty sure that you're a man. So for man to man, I'm asking you as a man to answer a simple question. If you're going to say that I'm doing a MAGA spin, that would then mean that you're trying to say that I'm Republican. And I'm asking, is that correct? Is that what you're trying to state? Like, this is crazy. This is diabolical work right now. Still can't get none, huh? No. Black intellectual. No. That's cool. I like trolls. No problem. I'm directly here for, what is it, like 12 something? Yeah, it's 12:55. I'm good. I already had my sleep today. I'm good. I don't even need coffee right now. Like, this is diabolical. I feel like I've been waiting like 10 light years just for a reply. And Can't even get one. And I know you got to be older than me with a name like Alfred. I know you have to be older than me. So what you got? You said you just question my typing skills, bro. That's the childish part you don't see. I literally at Oh my God. You okay, so you can't answer the question. No problem. I got you. So you just moved on to something completely different because again, you're showcasing that you don't have the full-fledged information. So let me help and let me correct you real quick. If I'm conservative about anything, it's about the black community, right? It's about black love, it's about black men, black women, children, and elders. If I'm conservative, that's what I'm conservative about. Dealing with my community, dealing with black dollars, dealing with black businesses, right? Something that I'm pretty sure you don't actually understand because you feel that I'm doing some type of MAGA spin because of whatever theories that you got running around in your head because you don't know the full totality of what it is that I've actually talked about or showcased on this platform. So because I'm talking in a certain type of way about something that I dislike or something that I'm repeatedly seeing and that it has not ended up actually fixing anything in the black community. And I'm pointing it out. You feel that I'm doing a MAGA spin. That's quite ignorant of you. You said I can answer the question, but keep it civil. Let me, brother. Let me make you understand something. Let me make you understand something. The only reason that you're here is because my moderators saw you and they were like, "Yo, do you want me to ban this guy?" I was like, "No, keep him here. I don't mind it." And you're going to try to sit up there and tell me that I need to keep it civil. My good sir, I don't even care if you're older than me. I don't care if you could be my father's age, my grandfather's age. As a grown man to another grown man, I don't have to keep anything any type of way unless I want to sit up there and do it on my platform. You do not run shit here. I just want to put you just square directly on that place. There are clear cut levels here. You're talking to me, you're seeking attention from me. I'm not doing that from wherever it is that you're coming from. I didn't even know you existed, but you know that I'm here. So obviously there's levels, right? There's barriers to entry. I'm the one with the platform, you're the one in the comment section, right? So let's just make sure to keep that where it is. Right? Just saying. Just saying. And then to further educate you, I've told people and been open and honest directly about how it is to vote. And I've told people, hey, vote for whatever has your best interest at the end of the day. Right. And I specifically told people I was sitting this out. And I told people that honestly for the longest time possible, because no party has what I see the best interest of black people. I've seen both people lie. I've seen both people jail the black community. I've seen both communities rob the black community. I've seen both parties poison the black community because they're both a part of the exact same snake, the exact same coin, the exact same book, the exact same government. Like I said, let me put it to you like this, Alfred, right? For the most part, that the United States government, I'm going to say bipartisan because you got both sides of the aisle. Both Democrats and Republicans literally came together in order to ban TikTok, a platform which is not doing anything to anybody in the United States of America. They came together to do that before they wanted to fix poverty, before they wanted to fix homelessness, before they wanted to eradicate famine, before they wanted to give Flint clean water in many other states, before they wanted to sit up there and put and invest money into Moses West, who was a black man, by the way, who came up with a machine to actually deliver clean water to the people. So that just in case anything happens in any type of state, town, or city, you got clean water because of his machine. So yeah. Like I said, I really need a lot of people. I need a lot of people to stop rolling up here and being so stupid and thinking that they actually know something. Like actually pay attention to the content that I put up. Actually be a little bit knowledgeable on something. I'm like, man, this is diabolical and crazy. And especially to know the fact that I'm talking to somebody who more than likely is older than me, who has walked many more miles, who has lived a lot longer, who should actually know better and be a lot more wiser. But yet you are showcasing the same ignorance as somebody who would be 15 or in their early 20s thinking that they know every single thing. It's diabolical work. It's crazy out here. It's crazy out here. But shout out to you there, Alfred. right? And in that, with me explaining the way that I was explaining, that was me actually keeping it civil. That was me keeping it civil. Now, me talking about the way that you type, that was me just making fun. That was just a little bit of teasing. So I'm a little bit guessing that maybe you might not be from the United States, possibly. If you got a slight problem with a little bit of teasing at your old ripe age. But it is what it is. You said I am older, but that's why I digress. Look here, sir. This is what I would tell you, right? And this is me being civil. This is civil sedging, right? This is not me going to rage out and be all angry, rah, 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 and all this other type of stuff, because you're not white at the end of the day. So I'm not going to, really put forth all of that energy. Now, what I will sit up there and tell you is this, right? If you're older than me, what you need to sit up there and do is make a platform, right? If you really care and feel that I'm wrong in any and everything that I'm saying, create you a platform. Look at a lot of the things and the narratives that are being placed directly out there, grab a snippet directly of it, and start making videos with all of the vast knowledge and the history, the library knowledge that you have for the many years that you've walked on this planet. Use that knowledge and educate people. Do that. It's that simple, right? If you can use the tech that you have directly at your fingertips at this moment in time, you might as well do that. You coming here and try to tell me to keep it civil and yada yada yada, and I'm doing the MAGA spin and rah rah rah. It's a little bit crazy to me. I didn't heard the same narrative for the longest time possible. Even back when Trump first got into office, I had a lot of people trying to tell me this, that, and the third. And I'm like, wow, out of all the things that I've literally said, all the things I've done, people really think that I'm this or that. But like I told people before, whatever demon that you need me to be, whatever great evil that you feel that I am, I will embody and be that for you, if that helps you sleep at night. Because that's the type of creator that I am. That's the type of content creator that I am. But anyways, back to the main topic, right? So the other thing that I wanted to showcase to a lot of people, more so specifically to the Black women out there, is this image here, right? So I got to zoom this in for a lot of people because the whole conversation ended up being about DEI, and that's what people were, worried about on social media, and this is da, right? So if you type this in, this is the answer that you'll get. Yes. Wait, let me make sure I got the right one, because I got two different what's the names up here? Okay, yeah, we got both of them. So anyways, yes, white women are significant beneficiaries of affirmative action, or AA policies, in the United States, even though the common perception often centers on racial and ethnic minorities. Evidence and benefits. A 1995 study by the Department of Labor found that white women were the largest group of beneficiaries of affirmative action policies and employment. White women have significantly increased their representation in higher education and leadership roles as a result of gender-focused diversity initiatives. Conclusion: white women benefit greatly from affirmative action policies aimed to combating gender discrimination. In fact, their success in leveraging these programs highlights the broad hold on, let me get a little bit of water. Highlights the broad applicability of affirmative action beyond race, demonstrating its role in addressing gender disparities across all racial groups. Also, for anybody that also has to read out loud, make sure to drink a lot of water and hydrate, because you don't want that happening at all. But yeah, so that's just one, right? So affirmative action a while ago was knocked down. It was knocked back, right? And the main narrative was like, oh, hey, Black people, when affirmative action goes away, it's really going to affect you, and and all this other type of good stuff, right? Inevitably, who are the main groups that were complaining about this? Number one, you saw Asian Americans. Asian Americans realized that they really benefited from affirmative action. And because they benefited from affirmative action, they realized, like, hey, man, maybe we shouldn't have actually voted against this. Maybe we shouldn't have actually been against Black Americans, affirmative action, and all this other type of stuff. Maybe we were potentially actually hoodwinked into messing up what it is that we initially had, right? How the doors were really open for a lot of people. And that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand, right? The fact that what it is that Black people had to go through in the United States helped to open the door for a lot of other peoples directly out there, right? For the minorities directly out there. What we did opened the doors for them. But now, because everybody thinks that they're inclusive, that the inclusion is going on, that everybody's able to fit, that they're bumping shoulder to shoulder with white people, they're like, there's no need for affirmative action because I got here because of yada, yada, yada. It's the Black people that need the affirmative action. That's unfair. We shouldn't be focused on race. Get that directly out of here. Let it be focused on merit and actually getting through on a test and yada, 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 like I did. Like I said, everything is falling apart. People are starting to figure out that they've been tricked, that they've been hoodwinked, and they're going to have to now suffer. They're going to have to suffer. What was it? Hold on. Hack said what? Let me see. Wait, Alfred Coleman said, I did in fact enjoy the courageous debate. Teach your team not to run from them. For that, I commend you. I mean, nobody ran though. I'm a little bit confused. Nobody ran. So I'm a little bit confused. I don't even know what just happened. I can promise you. Let me just tell you. I've known a lot of my moderators for I can actually say for some years. They don't run either from trolls, discussions, debates, or what have you. Either with them being mods or without them, having the mod power. They don't run from discussions. In my original channel, a lot of them were having threads. They were literally going toe to toe in debates with, it didn't matter if it was an actual debate or if it was just trolls. They were there. So yeah, ain't nobody running, but I guess. Yo, what's up, Hack said Seji's season 2 villain arc will be glorious. This man right here. Oh, dear Lord. So now we got this next one, right? And again, going directly to the Black community here. So we're going to highlight this. So again, yes, white women benefit from diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI initiatives, often in significant ways, particularly regarding efforts to address gender-based disparities. While DEI is typically associated with promoting racial and ethnic diversity, its scope is much broader, encompassing gender, socioeconomic status, disability, sexual orientation, and more. Here's how white women specifically benefit: workplace representation and leadership opportunities. So we got many DEI programs focused on addressing gender inequality in leadership roles, hiring, and promotions. White women have historically benefited from these initiatives, especially in industries or roles traditionally dominated by men. Equal pay efforts. DEI programs often prioritize closing the gender wage gap, which directly benefits white women. While the wage gap persists for women of all races, white women on average earn more than women of color. Let me just repeat that one more time. While the wage gap persists for women of all races, white women on average earn more than women of color and therefore benefit earlier and more significantly from pay equity measures. Next, we have DEI-driven scholarship programs, leaderships, development opportunities, and mentorship initiatives aimed at increasing the representation of women in traditionally male-dominated academic fields also benefits white women. Number 3, DEI efforts focused on creating family-friendly workplace policies, such as parental leave, flexible work hours, child care support disproportionately benefits white women because I'm just going to say are white because it cuts off and says they are more. I guess it's supposed to be more than likely white, right? So again, we got affirmative action and we have the whole thing dealing with DEI. What have we learned today? That overwhelmingly this was about white women. And this is what I've been stating directly to people in the Black community. This is what I've been specifically trying to state to the Black women directly out here so that they don't get emotionally caught up in some type of narrative that other people out there are trying to spin, trying to say that, oh yeah, this really has to do with you. And they're really doing this to stick it to you because they don't. No. For the Black women out there, like I said, you can be as educated as you want to be. You can do this and all this other type of stuff. At the end of the day, I'm just trying to let you know the white men out here do not care. They don't care if you're the most educated more than white women are. They don't care nothing about this. This is about them gaining control and power back over their women. That's all it's ever been about. The affirmative action, the DEI, the whole thing dealing with women's rights, and they're pulling back all of those things so that they can get control of their women and their population. That's it. You are an afterthought. I'm talking about like a 10th place afterthought. So do not allow anybody on social media to try to spin you as a Black woman into an emotional narrative to make you think that all of this had anything to it. Did not. The men in power only care about the women that are next to them. And 9 times out of 10, the women next to them are reflective of their mothers, which means that they're white women. So please, for the Black women out there, again, don't let nobody get you. Don't let nobody get you. Don't let nobody get you at all. Please don't. Please don't. Because like I said, they are going out all across the field in order to try to get people emotionally riled up. And the other thing I want to sit up there and state as well too, and again, this is no time I have to say it like this because I do. Every single time, I put it to you like this, right? I've always stated to y'all, I don't care if anybody is whatever preference anybody has directly out here. I don't care, right? The issue happens to be that anytime, going back to what was it, Al Sharpton, he said that the DEI is heavily affecting Black people, those other minorities, and people in the LGBTQIA plus community, right? Whenever they normally want to talk about Black people, they always make sure to lump in a list everybody else. Like I said before, whatever anybody's sexuality is, at the end of the day, you're Black, right? If you are Black, it don't matter if you're a part of the LGBT, whatever. It don't matter. You're still Black at the end of the day. You're Black first, right? So I care not directly about that. People got to understand when they want to list the rest of those communities, a lot of those communities are not Black. Overwhelmingly, when you think about the LGBT, that is more so than not the white demographic. Overwhelmingly, if you don't believe me, go look at a picture of Tel Aviv and go look at those parades. Tel Aviv is something that I've talked about continuous times. About probably I did about 3-4 videos about Tel Aviv on this platform, trying to explain to people, right, who is the ruling class and who are the main ones that are the fixtures, the face of the LGBT, right? And Black people, you are not it. You're not at all. Because case in point, this is why I've done videos showcasing the fact that even amongst that community, you still have racism directed towards the Black people there. So it can't be an all-inclusive type of thing if you're still, facing and dealing with racism, because they know that you're Black first, no matter what your orientation is. But like I said before, in order to try to dilute the attention away from one group, they'll make sure to add in everybody else. And that's what you heard Al Sharpton do when he was specifically speaking in front of the media. Because realistically, like I said, I don't know what to tell people, man. I don't know what to tell people. In a sense, I don't know what to tell people, man. Stuff out here. It is tough out here. Manny said we got 222. Let me see. As a matter of fact, where is? I forgot I turned off my notifications. As a matter of fact, so we got, yeah. For whatever reason, my other count is not registering. Let me see if I can actually refresh that one. Okay, there we go. So shout out to the 90 people on the original channel, and shout out to the 200 and plus because numbers gonna shout out to the 200 plus directly on the other side. I think it's 219. I think if I'm looking at the curvature there. So shout out, much love, respect, and appreciation to the overall 309 that we got all together. Much love, respect, and appreciation. I think I actually have. Let me see if I can find another video that I may want to throw up for you guys as well, in order to further get some points across, because I do have a video coming up for you guys. I just decided to, do a live stream. Let's see here. Let's see. So okay, this is actually a good one.
Have a zero tolerance policy.
Because I actually have some information dealing with this story, because I'm not sure what this woman is, but I'm going to let her talk, and I'm going to let y'all hear her, and then I'm going to go over the actual parts of the story that she's leaving out, and how it is that she's trying to specifically get Black people, Black Americans, into this fight, of which is not ours.
For people cheering on mass deportations is because they don't understand that ICE will discriminate against any American citizen who is not white. This is Davino Watson. He's a United States citizen who was wrongly held in immigration detention for more than 3 years. He was imprisoned for 1,273 days because ICE did not believe he was an American citizen. I recommend everyone read this article despite it being from 2018, because it's going to be more relevant than ever. It talks about more victims of these racist ICE raids, like an American citizen landscaper who was picked up at Home Depot in the parking lot. Rialto held for days despite his son's attempt to show agents the man's U.S. passport. There was a New York resident locked up for more than 3 years fighting deportation efforts after a federal agent mistook his father for someone who wasn't a U.S. citizen. And a Rhode Island housekeeper mistakenly targeted twice, resulting in her spending a night in prison the second time, even though her husband had brought her U.S. passport to a court hearing. We've gone through just one round of Trump ICE raids, and already there's reportings of ICE picking up American citizens, wrongfully detaining them, including a United States veteran. Not only that, but they questioned the veteran's military documentation that he provided them. So it doesn't even matter that you carry documentation. If you don't look American enough to these ICE agents, which what does that even mean? We all know what that means. It means if you're not as pale as me, you will be questioned. And so will your proof of citizenship. You have to continue to tell the stories, like the story of Raymond Mattia, who was murdered by Border Patrol right outside of his house. A member of the Tohono O'odham Nation, meaning he is a Native American man. Native Americans are largely discriminated by ICE. We all understand why. No one is illegal on stolen land.
All right, so you can clearly see that she means business. Her the cheek on the side of her face is, very much pink. She was there. She is focused. She is in there, right? And she wanted to make sure. Let me just rewind this real quick. And she wanted to bring up this article, right, where it said ICE held an American man in custody for 1,273 days. And he's not the only one who had to prove his citizenship, right? No problem. So this is where I like to go directly in and find out some more stuff. So this is what it said. ICE agents found Davino Watson when the Jamaican native, let me repeat that one more time, because she was like, this is an American man. He is somebody who has done this, that, and the third. ICE agents found Davino Watson when the Jamaican native was serving time in New York State Prison on drug charges. Under question about immigration status, Watson stated that he was a United States citizen through his father, who had naturalized. An agent looked for Watson's father in immigration database, but he pulled up the wrong person, court records show. Instead of Hopton Yolando Watson, who lived in New York, the agent landed on Hopton Livingston Watson, a man living a state away in Connecticut who wasn't a United States citizen. Once he had served his sentence for selling cocaine, Watson was transferred to ICE custody, where he remained for 3.5 years. Even after ICE realized the error in identifying his parents, federal lawyers refused to free Watson. They seized on a new United States reading of Jamaican law to argue Watson should be deported because his father was not his legal guardian when they left the island nation. So again, we're not actually dealing with somebody who is, in a sense, a United States citizen. We're dealing with somebody who they stated is a Jamaican native, right? And then, quote unquote, was, a naturalized citizen by way of his father. But this man was locked up for selling cocaine. He was a dealer, messing up communities. And what community do you think that he was selling those drugs to? So let's go to another piece from another article. They said at the time of his birth in Jamaica, neither of Watson's parents were United States citizens. When Watson was 13 years old in 1998, he entered the United States as a lawful permanent resident to live with his father, who was then a lawful permanent resident of the United States. Watson's father was naturalized on September 17th of 2002. And there is no longer any dispute that Watson automatically became a United States citizen at the same time as his father. However, for most of the relevant period, the government had reason to believe that Watson had not been a United States citizen. As well, be shown the misunderstanding results in part of the fact that Watson's father, Hopton Yolando Watson, and his mother, Dorothy McFarland, never married. The relevant status governing Watson's citizenship status are set out in the margin. And then it continues from another clip. It says, in 2007, Watson pled guilty in New York State Court to selling cocaine while serving his prison sentence. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, agents investigated Watson's citizenship status to determine whether he was deportable. Right. So then it basically falls in line with the first one I read directly off to you. So again, you have this woman here trying to use a narrative and trying to tell you that, hey, this dude, you got this American man. He ain't American. He made it here when he was 13. He was born over there in Jamaica. But they want to try to fool you and get you to sympathize with this plight in this situation by way of having somebody up here that looks just like you. They'll be like, oh, well, this person looks like you. He could pretty much fit in the black community. So we're going to let you know that black people, black Americans, this easily could be you if ICE wanted to potentially detain you, or if they had the wrong information and yada, yada, yada. Nah, it clearly said in both of those articles that man is a Jamaican native. He got here when he was 13. He is not black American. So how this woman decided that she wanted to put together this narrative is crazy. That is 100% some diabolical work directly out here. And this is why I told black people before, like, hey, keep your emotions intact. Do not allow these individuals, don't allow these people to sit up there and try to sway you, try to move you any which way, because they'll tell you any type of lie that they need to tell you in order to side with them so that they can get things done. Because people know if black people ain't moving or speaking about an issue, ain't nothing going to be done about it. Ain't nothing going to be done about it. And this is what we're looking at this moment in time. Like I said, this man was sitting up here selling all types of things and destroying black families. Dude literally got here. You was naturalized back in 2002. Instead of getting a job, instead of you working, instead of you opening up a business, because it will be a lot easier for you to do because you got a clean slate, because you just got here. You could easily go up there and get a business loan, whatever you need. You decided the first thing you're doing, you heading to New York and selling drugs. Wow. Isn't that a stereotype? Ain't that something? But they always want to say that Black Americans are lazy. We don't want to do nothing. We're the ones always tearing up our communities. No, 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 no. You have a lot of individuals that can fit, that can mix in, that like to blend in with Black Americans, and they decide that the number one thing they want to do is come in and start selling. And like I said, they ain't selling to nobody else's community. He ain't sitting up there selling this to his own community. He ain't going to Jamaica, little Jamaica, whatever they got directly in New York, and trying to break apart his families and his community. Nope. He's going right to the hoods in New York and dibbling, dabbling, and selling. You think that he trying to sit up there and sell to the Latins and mess up their community? Nope. You think he's trying to do that to the Asians? Nope. You think he's trying to do that to the Africans? Nope. You think he going to the Jewish communities to do that? Nope. He ain't going to nobody else's community but the Black community. Color me surprised. And I'm supposed to feel sorry? I'm supposed to find a way to try to sympathize? That's crazy. That's crazy. That is 100% crazy. Diabolical work, guys. Diabolical work. So let me see. I might actually bring up some of the other videos I was going to put in a single video for y'all. I might just do that. Let me see. Oh, did I want to put the Asian girl directly up there? Matter of fact, we're going to take the look and listen to. Oh, matter of fact, before I do that, I want to show y'all. I might have to replay it a couple of times, because this is one of the women that I actually defended in a previous video. If you don't recognize her, this is an African woman with like a short hairstyle, and I had defended her in a video where she was taking pictures of like a hotel, and she was explaining it to like the white guy there, like, hey, I can sit up there and do this, yada yada yada, all this other type of stuff, right? Lo and behold, I sit up there and find this video. So let me play this so y'all can see this nonsense. This is why I say you can't save everybody.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Let me try them. Let me see if they're any good. Very good. Very good. You did a good job.
Thank you.
Now I don't know how to say this in any type of a nice way. Now, I get and I understand that people have different types of cultures and things that they happen to do. But I would actually think that common sense would actually rule over whatever your cultural norms would be. And because this to me as a Black man looks like you are literally worshiping a white man. You are an African woman and you are on your knees. You are serving this man food as he sits there comfortably. And you're sitting up there very nice. You're dressed the way that you're dressed. And I'm like, you have to be kidding me. But this is why I'm not too shocked when I see people from the islands, like when Queen Elizabeth, when she perished, right? I saw a lot of people from like the Caribbean. I saw a lot of people in the UK literally crying. This reminds me of the video that I brought to you guys before, where an African woman in the UK literally got on her hands and knees because Prince Charles came to her job. She got to her hands and knees, and she's literally on her knees walking forward to Charles, and she's grabbing his hand, thanking him, praising him for being there, just sitting up there crying, losing her mind. And I'm like, yep, this lets me know that everybody cannot be saved. No matter what information you put out there, at this moment in time, you have multiple countries in the United States that are being colonized by Africa every which way, up, down, left, and right. And no matter what is taking place, no matter what slavery that they are enabling and trying to have, especially by way of many other countries, this is what I'm saying. And then I see Africans online got the nerve to talk about Black Americans. Wow. This is diabolical work. Like I said, I'm really trying to let me just replay this again. This is just such a beautiful sight. This is crazy.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Let me try them. Let me see if they're any good. Very good. Very good. You did a good job.
Thank you.
I just realized that too. He said, very good, very good. You did a good job. And like a little dog, she was like, "Thank you," and just nodded her. Wow, that's diabolical work. That's crazy. That is wow. This is what mental slavery looks like. That is incredible. Incredible. Ooh boy. Ooh boy. Let me tell you. At one point in time, I used to get mad at seeing videos like this, but then I just got used to it. I'm like, well, it is what it is. If this is how people want to be treated, this is how they want to be seen. Who am I to try to stop it? Who am I to try to educate people? Who am I to try to uplift and instill value and respect when I clearly have a multitude of videos where people don't respect themselves? They don't value themselves. If they do value themselves, it's by way of somebody else that doesn't look like them that is quote unquote instilling that value. And it's not even full value, it's half-assed. But here we are. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go directly to this young Asian, maybe I'm not sure how old she is, but she's going to explain to you what it's like being adopted by a white family and them voting for Trump. Right. So that's what we're going to look at. Let me get that clip for you real quick. Here we go.
Both my parents voted for Trump, and I'm adopted, so both my parents are white. And I also have a Chinese sister who's also adopted. And I'm going to tell you guys what their viewpoint of all of this is. I was just telling my mom how Trump is doing this mass deportation, and I'm telling her that, people who are citizens, veterans, are getting accused of being illegal aliens. And she's saying, and her defense is that, oh, well, he's trying to get rid of the people who are and killing people, as if our citizens don't do that already, and what are we doing about that? The common misconception is that these Trump supporters are stupid, which I don't fully disagree with, but my parents are smart. My mom used to work for the government, and she used to work on radar defense systems, and my dad used to be a tech consultant for healthcare companies. My mom is also involved in the stock market. Now you're probably wondering, why would they vote for a orange man that hates their children, right? I don't have the answer for that. My family and I, we don't talk politics, and my sister's to the point where she wants to move out the country, which I don't blame her. It's honestly very weird growing up with white parents during this time, and with Trump now being in office. Anytime I tell them anything that's going on, they don't believe me, or they just don't want to have the conversation. My sister and I have been trying to tell my mom what he's been doing with the and she's like basically telling us that, well, would you rather have money and be set for life, or worry about stuff like that? Being an Asian American and being adopted by white people, I don't want to bash my parents. They're amazing people. They'll fight for my rights any day. But I just don't think they realize the extent of the freedom we're losing with this man being in office. I'm not gonna lie, my Coinbase account has been going up since he's been the office, but that's the only good thing that's been going on. And I know that that's rooted in deep capitalism and the 9-to-5 people who can't even afford a 1-bedroom apartment. I don't do these type of videos. I've never really spoken out about political issues. This is my first TikTok account, and I don't really post on Instagram as well. But I just wanted to come on here to show you guys that although I love my parents, people with adopted children from other countries, they're still blinded, unfortunately. And this is just the relationship that I'm gonna have with my parents. And they're in their 70s, they're not gonna change their mind. People don't change at this point of their life. So, yeah, we don't talk about politics.
So we were able to hear that. Shout out to Brandon V World. Shout out, brother. Shout out For the $5 dono, brother. Shout out. Said I'm still selling those Bradley t-shirts at the end of the stream. If you know you don't. Oh man. Oh man. Bradley, that was a very interesting live stream that day. Let me tell you, very interesting. But we were able to hear what was stated by the Asian American because she was adopted by some white folks, well off. She stated that they were in their 70s, 60s, 70s, and pretty much all of their beliefs, their foundation dealing with society is concrete, is set in stone. They are not going to change for anything, even for their kids, right? What they believe is what they believe. That's it. And like how one of the parents told her, it's like, you better take it or leave it. It's like, would you, rather us focus on whatever, or do you want to, make sure that, you have this money and all this other type of stuff? Right? Giving them an ultimatum. It's like, hey, we can do this, but you're not going to, have all this money and all this other type of stuff that we're going to more than likely give and leave directly to you after we're gone. But you got the kids there simply stating that, we are, in a sense, we are American, but we're adopted, and in a sense, we're from, somewhere else. And these things are, in a sense, happening, and they affect us in a certain type of way. And this is what people are saying about us and all these other types. Like I said before, I've always tried to bring up a lot of these stories when it deals with, quote unquote, the true Americans wanting to adopt kids of other ethnicities, and how it is that they will try to instill or they will ignore a lot of things socially that has to do specifically with, those children, right? They may not allow anybody else to treat them or say certain things to them, but they'll be the main ones to specifically say things to them. This is why I highlighted the incidences of the biracial kids directly out there, and how it is that they're using TikTok to explain to people how they've been raised and how they've been treated, and the things that they were able to hear over time and also experience firsthand by way of the white family that they are attached to. How their hair was talked about, their skin complexion, how people would tend to make the stereotypical or racist type of statements and or jokes. Like I said, I can only, I can show people better than I can tell them in some cases. And you have this directly from a Asian American, a young Asian American that is fully aware of everything that is going on, fully aware of what it is that people are saying, what it is that people are trying to do. And her parents are like, okay, we voted for him to basically fix this country and to put us back, back on top. What more do you want us to do? That's pretty much what the parents said. And she said her other sister's like, well, I'm trying to get up out of here. I'm trying to move away, yada, yada, yada. That's great. If the other sister wants to move away, that's cool. But at the end of the day, she's still linked directly to that money. She knows that her life would be way different if those people did not sit up there and adopt her. She knows that her life would be way different if she tries to part ways from that family and that money. She's not going to do that. She might move away because she disagrees and doesn't like how it is that her parents are. But at the end of the day, you still going to make sure that you're close enough to that money. You made it. You can disagree all you want to, but you're going to make sure that you're going to get your fair share of that money. You're going to make sure that you're still a part of that will. You're going to make sure to still visit them every now and again so that they don't forget about you when the time is near. So, like I said, it's crazy out here. It is crazy directly out here, and people will learn. Shout out to J Lock for the $4.99 dono. Said not all Asians are smart. They're going to send her back. Hey, well, her parents are in her 70s, so I'm not sure if they can redo that process. She's probably closing in on her 20s, possibly. I'm not sure. But yeah, sending her back, trying to redo that whole process. Nah, they probably spent a lot of money, especially if it deals with adoption, a lot of money exchanges hands. So, it's a lot easier for certain people, certain ethnicities to adopt kids, and it's a lot harder for others. Like if black people wanted to adopt kids, oh yeah, you got to go through all types of red tape. Even if you got everything perfectly, they will still try to find something to make it very difficult or to disqualify you. Like I said, it's crazy out here. It is crazy out here. Let me see what other video do I have where I could point towards something. I think this video right here could work. Oh, one video I wanna highlight real quick, and this is dealing with black fathers. I want y'all to pay attention to this NBA athlete and the question that is specifically asked and his response.
I like that I'm able to get in the forefront of everything and they're able to understand me and ask me whatever question they want. I'm not ducking, I ain't hiding, I'm right here live in the flesh, able to answer whatever questions is out there.
And so many people, they look at your dad and say like that's his involvement is a bad thing, but how much has that been a positive thing for you just to be ready for these bright lights?
I ain't know your parents, being involved in wanting the best for you is a problem.
Right.
I think as parents, each and every one would want the best for their kids. So the fact that he has the opportunity to do that for me and he has the best quarterback in the country, he's supposed to do that.
So correction, that was NFL. Correction. My thing on sports is a little bit off, only due to the fact that I'm not really there paying attention that much. I told people years ago, so please excuse me for it. I guess that was snow falling off the roof. I don't know what that was, but so please excuse me for that mistake right there. So the brother is in the NFL, and one of the guys on the side, one of the reporters stated that, what do you have to say about people having or taking an issue with your father being so involved and doing all of these other types of things? What I need people to understand is that the only image consistent that people only want to see, and that's always paraded around, is the image of black men not being there. The image of black men not being fathers, the image of black men not being protectors, providers, not wanting to get married or engaged or be in relationships with black women, caring about their kids or their community. So for people to actually have a problem with his father being involved, and he's saying that it shouldn't be a problem because due to my father's involvement, that added directly into what it is that I do at this moment in time, to add it into me being, the man that I am. Again, that is not a narrative that they want to push directly out there. They never want to see the image, a positive image of a black man out there because they know what that effect can have. I'll put it to you like this, and I'm going to put it, and I know that people have a certain opinion or a feeling about the movie. I go back to Black Panther. No matter what negative things that people have to state about the Black Panther movie or the message that they see directly in it, this is one thing that you cannot try to discredit. Due to the fact of the Black Panther movie, of T'Challa having the pride that he had, being proud of his people, loving his culture and everything, and protecting and doing all of those things, that gave pride to a lot of other people. People was literally rolling up to the movie in dashikis. Other people who might have been Indian or whatever, they were rolling up to the movie in their own cultural garbs because it gave them, seeing that black man, that image of a black man being that positive, being that supportive, being that protective, right? Guarding his people to that extent, that made other people love their culture even more. I have yet to see any other type of movie from any other culture have that type of effect around the world. So that then goes back to this right here, where the main narrative, one of the most hated images directly out there, is that of a black man, is that of a black father that is involved in with his kids. Because if that image can no longer be sold, then the grip that people have on the black community will fold. Because if anybody actually understands, the men of the community are the protectors. They are the guardians. The moment in time that people disassemble that image of what the guardian is supposed to be or is, that means that all defenses are gone. That means that wall of protection for the women and children and elders are completely dismantled and gone. And that means that it's full house. They can just go in. The enemy can go in and do whatever it is that they want to sit up there and do. They can just run amok, which they've been doing. So this is why whenever you happen to see the NFL and the NBA games, they'll make sure to only show the players that have a single mother. They'll make sure to always put that forefront, always put it forefront and center. And then maybe at the tail end, they'll sit up there and show a black family that been married for like 20, 30, 40 years. They'll show you the image of a black son walking out with his father, or a black son walking out with his father and his grandfather. Like I said, there's rare instances that they actually want to show you black men being there and present in their child's lives and throughout the developmental process of them becoming who it is that they are at this moment in time. And that also goes back to what I told you guys earlier during the live stream on the fact of how you have groups out here that want to specifically only focus on one group, and then they want to forget about or sweep under the rug the other group, because they want to try to pedestalize one group and be like, hey, this is where y'all are. Y'all don't need nobody else. You can just be completely separate. You can do it all directly on your own, all this other type of stuff. No men are even needed. Even though they'll make sure that one consistent man that will be there and that will be needed is AKA Uncle Sam, AKA the government, who is going to be divvying out any types of monies for any types of programs, any types of loans for businesses and homes, anything dealing with child care, anything dealing with putting maybe your products or whatnot directly into a store. Any which way, facet of life that black woman needs some type of money, needs some type of help, funding, or light, they'll make sure that the government, Uncle Sam, is going to be right there on the side of her. Like I said, people got to pay attention. People got to pay attention to these messages that are being placed directly out there. Crazy out here. Crazy out here. 100% crazy. I actually had to scroll down. Tim said that's why they push all the negative imagery of black men in the spotlight. Yeah, 100%. Every single time. And this is why, I try to highlight a lot of stuff from time and time again. Where the brother go? I'm trying to find him real quick. Where is like case in point, this is why on a multitude of live streams I've talked about, I always say like Officer Haku first, aka Brandy V World, because he's been one of the main people that I know. I actually got quite a few friends that are black men that have their kids. Right. I got another friend by the name of Jarrell, single father. He has full custody of his son. Mother is nowhere in the picture. Right. That's a black man raising his black son in his house by himself for the longest time possible. Right. But like I said, the world is not going to showcase black men doing those things. Right. We got Officer Haku, all black everything, black household, black wife, black kids, whole 9 yards, even a black car. Right. And he's present in every single facet of raising his kids, from, when they first got here in the hospital, first walks, first words, days at school, homework, cooking, everything. But yet the media is not going to showcase and highlight any of that, because that's too much of a positive image dealing with a black man. And it's like, we can't sit up there and do that because we can't sell this. And if we put out this positivity, then the narratives, like I said, a lot of this stuff is about making money. It's also about keeping a certain type of narrative to keep people at a certain type of a level. Right. And again, this will also sit up there and say, shout out to all the fathers directly out there. The ones that people know and the ones that people don't know. Shout out to the black men out there that also may be stepfathers. Much love, respect, and appreciation to y'all as well, because only certain types of men can be fathers, and only certain types of men can also be stepfathers as well. Like I said, shout out, much love and appreciation to the things, to everything that y'all do, seen and unseen, and just also in general, shout out to the black men that actually care about the kids out there, by way of you maybe trying to have a conversation or trying to impact a young child's life in a positive type of way. Even though you don't have to and it's not your responsibility to do it, you still find the time and energy to sit up there and do it, even though it is a thankless job. Because again, being a man, especially being a black man, it is a thankless job, and you ain't gonna get nothing for it. Because pretty much all it is at this moment in time is that as a black man, as soon as you're born, you live and then you die. That's it. Right? A lot of us do not get the chance to be remembered or glorified or highlighted for any of the many great works or the lives that we have affected in a positive light. The only time that we ever get glorified is if you got somebody out here that may be a rapper and they up here ripping and running through the streets. They giving some of the hardest lyrics over some of the hardest beats, but realistically, they may not have really been there for their kids, but they'll make sure to get highlighted. Or you'll have some of the guys out there that are consistently in jails and prisons, and they just ripping and running through the streets, affecting their families in the most negative way. But yet somehow, some way, they get highlighted, they get glorified, which is crazy. But yet when it deals with black men that are positive, that are fathers, that are creators, that are working their fingers to the bone, that are trying to provide, that are protecting, that are uplifting and building the community, it's silence. It's like I said, it's crazy out here. It is 100% crazy out here. So we got shout out to Dre for the $5 donor to the channel. Said, I was messing around with ChatGPT and I asked it to make a backstory for different fictional boxers. Both came from single mother homes. I got you. See. Also, well, if you actually working on coming through with a story, make sure you use some of the other AI directly out there to come through with the animation and with the images and stuff. Like if you're gonna go to that extent, use Mid Journey and different things like that to try to get a feel of how you might want the art or the characters to look to represent your story as well. You can also throw an image of yourself or maybe something that you drew in order to give it a better idea of what it is that you specifically want for your story as well. So just to throw that out there, just to give a little bit of help, a little bit of assistance. You said whatever happened to that man? I am not sure. What was it? Bantu Rootsman. What is up? What is up? Said, sounds like me as Seji and son graduated high school at 16. Whoo! That's dope. Let me tell you, the one thing I get highly ecstatic about is always reading stories and seeing stories about those in the younger generation that are graduating at an early rate. I'm trying to get my words straight. I've seen some at 14, 15, 16, right? Graduating early. I'm like, man, them kids are geniuses. And I'm like, I cannot wait, to see where it is that they are going to be specifically in the future, how it is that they're going to impact, the world, the community, and, and so on like that. Like I said, it's dope. That is very awesome. Where that's the Lord's work right there. Whenever it is that you can happen to see those stories and read about those and see the kids, see how ecstatic those kids are. But it's like they're ecstatic, but I feel as though as adults we're more happier for it. Like we're more. I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure like a word for it. But we have more energy for it than them because I think we have the full realization of the possibilities, the infinite possibilities that they have. Like, you can graduate high school at 14. Do you understand the amount of clearing of life that, like, you have any road that you want to sit up there and take? You got enough time to try anything that you want to and mess up and learn from that and perfect it. And you're not even at 20 yet. Like, man, oh my goodness. Man. Oh my goodness. Like, yo, like I said, I get ecstatic every time, I see stories like that. In some instances, I have tears. I got, I got a nice tear, that may happen to show up, like I said, because it's dope, it's positive. Some very, very awesome work. Right. And like I said, I'm proud of a lot of kids out here graduating. Even if they not, graduating that early, they making it, graduating at 18 and whatnot. Yo, I'm proud of you. I am I'm ecstatic. I am happy because, again, we got a lot of kids out here, not able to see 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, right? Or being able to, just step through the doorways of college without something negative happening. And and it always, sad to say, it always happens to the kids that have, a lot of promise, that were on a very great trajectory in life. They knew what it is that they wanted to do, and then it just gets cut short. And it's crazy to me. It's crazy how, things like that, seem to work, you know? Uh, what else we got? Tippy said, isn't that homeschool and AI apps, LOL, to help create their homework? I mean, yeah, you can do that as well too. If you're homeschooling your kids, you can also use AI and some other programs in order to create the homework. But I'm pretty sure that they have a itinerary of which the kids are, supposed to, like, learn from, and of course, as a teacher, you can decide to deviate from that. And then, of course, you got the standardized test that they would just so happen to take, and and so on and so on and so on. So yeah, that's another thing too. Well, that's only if people actually have the time and the energy to do so. To homeschool kids. So if people actually have, the type of family, and they got the type of time and energy and money, I would recommend for people to homeschool their kids. And also, on top of that, there is money directly in that as well, because if you find out how much money that the state gives these schools for your kid, you could easily sit up there and get that, because you are the teacher, and that home is, for all intents and purposes, the classroom. Right. So, like I said, I'm about people being able to make money directly off of themselves, for themselves, versus everybody else being able to make money off of you. And then you're just, pretty much doing whatever. The Black Intellectual said, shout out to Black men. Glory Reed, what is up? What is up? Said, Black Americans are the original people, period. Tippy said, that's how they doing it. It's easier. Booker T said, quote, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Of course, leave it up to Tippy to start bringing in wrestling. Matter of fact, Tippy, where were you at? Like, we had a live stream about a day or so ago. We had Gail in here, shockingly, and then Gail showed up, I think, for a good consistent 2 or 3 live streams. And then you were just missing, Tippy. You were completely missing. But also, for everybody else out there, how is everybody's days going? What state are you guys viewing from, or area around the world are you guys viewing from? Oh, you were sick? I'm glad you're feeling better. I know why you got sick, because you were sitting up there playing The Sims. That's why. Because you be spending all your days playing The Sims, building you and a family with Roman Reigns. We know what it is. We know what it is, Tippy. Yo, Ty, what is up? Booker T was also out here dizzy while he was talking. I don't know if that man even knows he was a wrestler. What was it? Father Law said, deport all the illegal guys, but let's keep the thick baddies. Wow. It's crazy work. It's crazy work. Like I said, hey, it's however people sitting up there moving. Whatever people want to do. I am in a sense out of the business of trying to tell people who it is that they should pay attention to and trying to save money and keep themselves directly out of trouble. I can only give examples. That is what I am here to do. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Pink said, I sent you a video on IG, but it's off topic. You talk about the cat video, stealing food. Because I think I tried to click on the initial link, but that didn't show up. But I think I was able to click on the cat video. I just don't have it because I'm doing it from my phone. So they will not actually be able to see it at all. Funny enough, my cats don't try to steal food. Wait, does Mickey try to steal food? No, he'll just mostly stare at you up until you feed him. Because right now he's laying down asleep, even though I know he can hear me. Let me see, what is... I would like to say TikTok acts a little bit weird when you try to click on video links. It starts bringing up multiple videos.
Get your ass away from my plate.
Yep. She had to do that because that's a boy. I know it. I know it. Yep. I'm not signed into on Opera GX. Also, if anybody needs a different browser to use because your Chrome or Firefox is a little bit slow and you may also be a gamer, I would highly recommend Opera GX. Just saying. I'm not getting paid for listening to that either. I'm just listening because I like the browser and being able to customize stuff. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. Bantu Rootsman said, thus for it's all good, Seji. I'm coming out of Texas down in San Antonio. Big ups to yourself and your family. Much love, much love, much love to you and yours as well. We actually got quite a few people here from Texas, which is crazy. We got a lot of, especially we got a lot of people that's from the West Coast as well. Ty said, man, look, my sister's cat tried to attack me from opening up a can of chicken. Oh yeah, cat, yeah. Yeah, Mickey, he likes tuna. Jay Murray said, you are doing a great job. I'm in the UK, Black, British, Jamaican heritage. Much love and respect to all of yours directly out there. Much love, much love. Ty said, wait, heard that pop and his head right straight up? Yeah. Yo, Hondo, what is up? Said out of Jackson, Mississippi. Ty said, Oseji, look up Fort Worth teacher ice. Oh Lord, let me hold on. Now I can do it from, I gotta figure out how to sign in my my IG on here. It's the only problem that I have a little bit. I think I might actually have to sign in Facebook and then I could sign in to IG, but then I have to remember what my Facebook is. What do we have here? You said, matter of fact, can I type that? Oh, I can't. Fort Worth teacher. Yeah. Teacher ice. What do we got? Fort Worth ISD substitute teacher urges ICE to remove students from high school and social media posts. Oh, let me see that. Oh, I should be able to get that one real quick. Let me see. Oh, matter of fact, I got you. Okay, so now I know I can do this, Pink. I can actually go through my history on, I think I should be able to. I should be able to go through my history on TikTok. So we're going to look at this video real quick. Hold on, let me remove this. Remove this. So hopefully my browser doesn't crash on me because I got too much stuff running. And we're going to look at this story right here.
And Fort Worth ISD says a substitute teacher commented on an X post calling for ICE to raid Northside High School. It says in part, quote, "I have so many students who don't even speak English. They have to communicate through their iPhone translator with me. The government should overhaul the Texas school system." Fort Worth ISD says the district is investigating the post, and per district protocol, the employee is not allowed on campus during the investigation.
And so when you start saying, come raid our school, you're talking about the majority of children in our schools in Texas are Latino. And so you just can't make assumptions.
That's some crazy work. Now, what I find interesting is that, okay, so this is the interesting part about this, right? So I brought you guys videos earlier on how you had black substitute teachers, or I'm sorry, not black subs, but black female teachers who were talking about, hey, we're not allowing ICE into our classrooms. We're defending, our kids and yada, 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 all that good stuff, right? And their faces were directly out there. But magically, when it was this substitute teacher that was like, yo, they need to come, come directly to my classrooms. They need to come to the school and get these kids. Why is that magically that teacher's face ain't out there, or that sub's face ain't out there? That's a little bit telling. That's letting me know exactly who's making that, who's making that statement. Because the moment of time that you have to hide the face of that person, yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. And that's crazy. That's some diabolical work right there. They're like, yeah, come directly to my school at such and such school on this date, Monday through Friday. That's some crazy work. That is crazy work. But hey, I'm just going to reiterate, Black Americans did not vote for any of this to happen. Right? We were not the loudest ones in a room that were sitting up here trying to pack everybody up. We were trying to make everybody aware. Right? We're the type of people that will work with people, that will live next to people, that will even invite people into our communities. And even though we did all of those types of things and we tried to have people directly with us, the type of thanks that we got was that people want us to do whatever it is that they wanted to do, and they wanted to believe that they are better than. And here we are. And you have a lot of people that are going to suffer because others amongst them decided to make a decision for all. So now, like I told you guys before, at a point in time, you may not think that certain things may affect you. It may affect a few, but sooner or later, it is going to affect the sum of all. And that is clearly what you're seeing directly with these raids, directly at the first part of this administration. And I want other people, because I don't want people to just fixate directly on the quote unquote legal immigrants or the Hispanics directly out here. I want people to also know that you got a lot of people in LGBT that sat up there and voted for a lot of these things as well, and they are suffering as well too, because they're part of the whole thing dealing with the whole DEI and all this other type of stuff. But little do a lot of other white Americans know is that they are a part of the DEI as well. Matter of fact, I'll just bring up the video. Let me just do that. As a black man, I'm not going to explain this. I'm going to allow a white woman to explain this.
Lesser known, most common recipients of DEI is white Republicans. Before you get your panties in a twist, let me explain. As I'm sure you know, the majority of rural Americans vote Republican. And I can tell you this with certainty right now, the biggest state schools in whatever state you reside in have initiatives that give priority to rural students. The vast majority of students that benefit from those initiatives are white. You don't have to sign up for these programs. It's based off of your address and the county that you live in. Students that are from these counties are also likely receiving a lot more financial aid than the average student. And if you live in a state that has Appalachian counties, just go ahead and double that. This doesn't just apply to undergraduate institutions. A lot of medical schools do this as well. There's a huge need for people to practice rural medicine, and if you come from a rural county, you're more likely to stay in the area and practice medicine. So they give huge priority to students that are from rural counties. And again, if you're in a state that has Appalachian counties, they're prioritizing that too. The unfortunate reality is that most of these students don't even realize that they are the benefactors of DEI, and so when new students come to apply that come from these rural and or Appalachian counties, they're not going to get to benefit from those same initiatives. And it'll be too late. A lot of you seem to think that DEI is just for minorities and didn't realize that you were also a minority as well.
You know the funniest thing? I just want to list this. That whole duration, I was actually talking to you guys, but I was unaware that I had my mic on mute because I was so focused. So now now I have to try to get back what it is that I stated. I hate when I do that. Okay. So the main initial thought process is this. For the longest time possible since I've had this platform, I've tried to tell the white Americans out here that, hey, sooner or later, all of these things are going to inevitably affect you because you guys don't want black people to have a little bit of something, right? Because you don't want us to have a little fair share, or y'all don't want us on the even playing field. You are willing to cut off your nose to spite your face. And this is what you see them doing at this moment in time. Case in point, look at this here. You have a personal ex that said this: as someone who has led state government agencies, providing funding to public schools and social service entities in Indiana, I can verify this. This is called targeted universalism. It's why DEI is important for everyone, not just racial minorities, which white population will be very soon. And the reason why the white population will be like that very soon is, again, they wanted to fill in the gaps, right? If they took a break and having kids and doing this and that, they were going to have, some buffers directly there. They're going to bring in, more Latins. They're going to bring in more Asians, right? They're going to bring in Africans. They're going to bring in all these other groups to pretty much fill in that gap and to further keep, black people away from anything that they may be able to profit directly off of or to lift themselves up with. Right. So this is why you got all of these other initiatives and whatnot. And this is why they are taking out a lot of those initiatives to take away any positive influence that it may have on a lot of these minorities. It could be the LGBT, it could be the Latins, it could be the Africans, it could be the Asian communities, right? All of the communities that they've tried to falsely uplift and make think that, hey, you guys are actually better than the black community out here. We're going to make sure to help you guys out first, and then maybe we may think about helping out black people. And again, they were doing the white corporations, aka the government, because the government is a corporation. They've made sure to also enlist the poor whites to make them feel as though that, hey, you guys are actually better than such and such and such. So because of that, we're going to give you this little piece of bread. As you see over there, if you look over there, they don't have any bread. You have this little piece of bread. So that means that you're this much better than them. And they took it and they ran with it. They took it and they ran directly with it. And now you see the outcome directly of that. Right? You have a certain population, the Latin community, their population is going up and up and up and up and up every single year. The white community's population is going down, 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 down every single year. So now they're trying to reverse that whole situation by taking back the DEI, taking back the affirmative action, taking back the women's rights, and they're trying to ship people back to once where they came. And I try to tell a lot of the immigrants here that once white America doesn't need you anymore, they're going to get rid of you. They're going to deport you. But you know who they cannot deport? Us. So you can think for the little bit of time that you're here that you're better than us, but at the end of the day, this is actually our home. It's not yours. You're just borrowing this. This is an Airbnb for you. That's all it is. And sooner or later, you're going to have to pay up and you're going to have to get out and go back to your actual home. You're going to be out of that vacation. And that's what we're looking at this moment in time. So this is why you see this whole thing where you got white Americans versus the Latins, but a lot of them don't want to say specifically who it is that they're battling online. So instead of addressing that situation and who it is that put them in that situation, which is both parties are just listed, they want to turn around and be like, hey, black Americans, you guys need to, come directly with us because, after we're said and gone, after they get rid of us, guess who's going to be next on the chopping block? Guess who they're going to be coming after? And again, for anybody out there, for anybody that's an immigrant that really fell for that false narrative, black people have always been the topic. We've always been a narrative, always been a story. Ain't nothing never changed. It don't matter who's here. You can be Indian, you can be African, you can be Caribbean, you can be Australian, you can be Canadian. It don't matter where you coming from. We have always been the focus. And this is why they know that America could actually be better and greater if you deal with the smaller population here and make sure that they get what it is that they're supposed to get. That will literally benefit everybody. That trickle down effect that they talked about before. If you put black people, allow black people to be where it is they're supposed to be, the trickle down effect when it deals with money and economy, you're going to sit up there and see it. Because the more money that black Americans are able to make, the more money we're going to spend in the United States, which means more money directly for the government and corporations, yada, yada, yada. But again, like I said, because people foolishly believe that that's not the case, that they're the ones that, in a sense, control the narrative and all this is why they're suffering. When you want to, try to subtract a group that is very much a part of the fabric and important, and you want to try to demonize and demoralize, and you want to try to segregate them in as many ways as you've tried to do by way of government and laws, this is what it comes down to. This is why the United States always has to go to war instead of trying to create peace and create bonds and friendships with other nations in order to get things facilitated and happening. Like I said, how much money? I think, what did somebody say we got now? What about like 1.8 trillion in spending power as a whole when it deals with black Americans? Like I said, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. A lot of money. And just imagine if black Americans here were able to get suitable jobs. They were able to get the housing that they need. They were able to get the loans for businesses. America would start to see a boom financially. It would actually be great. But like I said, because of that quote unquote black fear, you'll probably never see that happen. And sooner or later, we'll go right back into another war in order to get money and all of those things. It's all bad. It's all bad. Oh, M7 said I was wondering what was going on. Yeah, every now and again, sometimes I'll start talking after. This is why I usually leave the video on and then I'll, talk just to make sure that I got my thought process right and that I don't just mute myself and I'm talking for 5 minutes looking crazy. That's how I say you got to start over. Oh man. I want to say Shiara, if I got that, Shiara Ephraim. So America doesn't belong to the indigenous; it belongs to Europeans and Africans. Sharif Wilson said it's too late for them; they can't reverse it. Hey, but they can try. But they can try. Bantu said they always pull the curtains back on them and it serves them right. They should have learned from the Asians when they duped them into ending affirmative action. Go figure. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Said how about everybody get out and go back home? Hey, a lot of people are here. Just gotta make do. Mr. Seven said you trust me. They know that, but they rather die and let the country go under before giving us black people anything. That is true. Jay said, please forgive those Caribbeans that forget that they too were slaves, living as a majority in the islands. Many forget. I mean, yeah, I get that. I do understand that there's a type of ignorance that comes directly with that because you have that history, but then every single day you get to look at your government, you get to look at your people, advertisements, television shows, and all you see is you. So for you, for them, everything is all good. Right. So when it deals with Black Americans, they're not really going to understand or see the history up until things actually hit them. Trust me, I know. Trust me, I know. I get it. I get it. But this is why I say, certain people are meant to learn the hard way. Gail said no. Said, yeah, I'm super late. Hi, everyone. Yeah, Gail, we were, I was talking about you because Tippy actually got here. Tippy actually got here, and she's always late. I am so surprised at you, Gail. So surprised. So surprised. Bantu said, hello to Gail. Let me see. Absolutely. Yo, we got lunch in the building. What is up? What is up? What is up? Jay said, being born in the UK as a minority, there was always division between different islands and African nations and tribes. Oh, trust me. Yeah. I know. I've covered that in certain segments as well, along with dealing with the colorism and stuff like that. Like I said, everything that Black Americans have dealt with, I automatically see that over there in the UK, but it's at a much higher rate. Like it's crazy over there. I'm like, man. I'm like, they really did a lot of work over there. That government, they got people. Hook, line, and sinker. Hook, line, and sinker. Bantu says some people just don't get it. That's facts. Ty said, if Seiji don't check his Discord, I swear I'm gonna crash out. I want to check the Discord. All right, I got you. I'm going to look at the Discord. If the stream crashes, everybody remember it was Ty's fault. I just want everybody to acknowledge and remember that. That man down there, he did it. I got my computer right now ramping up. Yep, and I see my graphics card spinning because I got both my browser and OBS running, and now I got to update Discord. So I'm just waiting for that to open up real quick. And man says, sounds like an excuse. Why are you yelling at me, sir? You're just typing, it's very loud right now. It's crazy. It's crazy right now. Let me see. What we got? Enforcement update. Oh, that was the guy? He said, "How does it feel to be a terrible human being, a terrible human being, and to have chosen the wrong profession? You must be truly heartless to try to harm people who aren't doing anything to you." Oh, yep, and he is Caucasian, and that man has been fired. All right, so we're gonna have that directly up there for a solo story. Shout out to Ty for putting that information directly up there. We will be having a solo story loaded up for you guys. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, they got that man fired quick, fast, and in a hurry. Ooh, be a man, give yourself in. Yo, they going in on him. Mm. Dang, they fried that man. They fried that man. Oh, we got hack up here. Hold on, let me check this. I ain't been on here in a minute. Fall poll categories dealing with anime. Oh snap! Yeah. I can use that for a what's the name? That's dope. All right, I got you, hack. I will take that, sir. I'm not sure. I think I would have to highlight that. I think I would actually have to highlight that. So I got you. I got you. I'm gonna sit up there and upload that. Rose Hunt said they do forget our people came on the same boat, maybe the same tribes, but dropped off at different locations. Wait, what was it? Ty said upgrade that. It's about the PC crash. Then cover your ears. No, it ain't that loud. I'm just saying I can sit up because I got the glass directly in front along with my light, so Plus OBS got a lot of stuff running. Jay said our division is a win for the WS, and the whole diaspora is under attack. They can't defeat us, so they use us to defeat each other. Khalil, what is up? What is up? Said, brother, I just seen the statistics. Them folks leading in DEI and affirmative action. Yep. Ty said, you got enough pictures that you don't even need to do research. Yeah, that's facts. That's what I said. That's going to be a solo video. I'm not even going to put that in a long form video. Not even going to do it. That's going to be strictly a solo video where, all that's going to get showcased. That man was getting grilled. Let me tell you. But yeah, like I said before, you got a lot of these quote unquote true Americans that people thought that they were side by side with that voted directly against them and then want them out of here. They were all friendly to y'all, they were all nice to y'all, but now you understand the same thing that black people have all been trying to tell everybody else, that they are not actually for you. They don't actually care about you. They don't want you here. They're giving you this illusion of inclusion, and they're going to get rid of you when they don't need you no more. At the end of the day, they're going to do it. Let's see what is going on. They got hundreds in North Texas gathered to protest President Trump's immigration. Oh, so they actually did start. Can I actually? Let me see. Can I get this real quick? I might be able to get it, and I might be able to upload it. Let's hope that the browser doesn't crash. Think we got it. Think we can do it. It's not supported, brother. What? Hold on. Hold on. We're gonna have to fix something here. Let me get off TikTok. Let me see. Why is that at .com? Let me see what we got. All right, let me see if I can get this for you guys real quick. Hopefully it doesn't take that long. We're gonna do the 480. Brother, what? Oh yeah, it's taking too long. Let me see. I should have went down to that one. We'll try this one real quick. Let me see if we can get this. 480. Brother, what? Oh, yes, taking too long. Let me see. We can get this. Wait, so we don't got no sound to it? Okay, there we go. All right, that is downloaded. So here we go. Look at what Ty sent real quick. Let me just make sure, highlight the video.
To move on and show you this protest in Fort Worth also happening. About 200 people gathered near Montgomery Plaza in Fort Worth. Protests like these, the one that Sydney is covering for us in downtown Dallas, the one you're looking at right now in Fort Worth, have really been happening all across the country. You can just see a lot of passion. Clearly, it's unclear exactly how long it's going to go on in Dallas tonight, but we are going to continue monitoring these, and we will have more for you coming up tonight on WFAA News at 10.
So this is my problem, right? Because I want to go back and let me see. Can we get a wider? I wish they actually had a wider range. I want to know how many of these people. I need somebody. Whenever these protests roll up, I would love for the news to roll up there and ask those people one by one, how many of you voted for Donald J. Trump? How many of you voted for him? Because my next thing would be, if you voted for him, you shouldn't be protesting nothing because you got what it is that you wanted. He told you his plan. He told you what his incoming administration was going to do, what it is that they were about, and you still voted. So why are you protesting if you know? Like I said, I'm confused. Okay, yeah. Gotcha. See, let me tell you, Ty, I feel like this is how it would be on Twitch if we really had that up and running, like how it is on YouTube. Like I feel like this is how it would be literally running directly on Twitch. I swear to goodness. Swear to goodness. Let me go to that picture real quick. Now I gotta go back over here. Try to pull that. Yeah. So for all of these people here, I just need to know how many of these people voted for Trump. That's all I'm saying. I see all of these signs. I see people, they want to, rock and wave their flag. They got all the colors directly out there. How many of these people voted for Trump? Or how many of these people got relatives or friends or associates, coworkers, what have you? How many of them voted for Trump? Because again, like realistically, if you want to protest, you need to be protesting in front of those people who got you into this predicament, got you directly into this situation. I, as a Black American, did not call for this to happen at all. I ain't do nothing, actually. Like I said, I'm just sitting back watching and tried to sit up there and warn people, tried to sit up there and tell people, what it was that was going to take place before it inevitably, they even had a lot more people. Yo, that is crazy work. That is crazy. This is the other thing too. Let me give you all this other picture that Ty had up here. This is the other question that I have. Shouldn't there be like so ICE ain't rolling up there? I'm just saying. I'm not asking for stuff to sit up there and take place to happen. Let me minimize that real quick and zoom that in. So we can clearly see this, right? I'm just saying. Let me just do it like this, right? This is a little bit crazy. So you mean to tell me that y'all just out there protesting? Hopefully you guys got your documentation. Y'all got all the stuff necessary that you need. But even though we heard another story where even if it deals with Native Americans, even if they have the necessary documentation or paperwork to say that they are Native American, it's going to soon enough come to a point where it's not going to matter. So I'm like, them going out here and doing this is really putting a limit on the amount of time that they got, because they could spend a little bit more time just trying to hurry up and like scrape up some money, scrape up some funds real quick, and before something basically happens. But like I said before, hey, I tried to tell people ahead of time. I tried to warn people before these things happen. And nobody wants to sit up there and listen. Now people want to sit up there and do this, and you expect for Black people to start rolling out here marching? Like I said, get all of your people that voted. What's that girl name? Sunny off of The View? Yeah, have her sit up there and call up all of the people that voted directly for Trump in that community and have a conversation, have a powwow, whatever you want to sit up there and call it. Because again, it's crazy, and it's crazy to literally put a target on yourself by going out here and you want to protest. That's some crazy work. Like, you don't care about nothing if you're doing that. Like, you should be like realistically laying low. But yo, how did Discord just close down on me? What's going on? Okay, there we go. Gee, that's even worse. Hold on, wait. You got the nerve to put that up there? Hold on, let me highlight this. Let me highlight this. This is another image that Ty just pulled up right here. One of these signs. Let's just look at this. 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 Hold on. Nah, I can't highlight it. There we go. So you got one of these signs right here that says, "Don't bite the hands that feed you." Word. I don't know if people like realize or not, but at the end of the day, if the United States government is like, all right, we're going to, get rid of whatnot or whatever, they have plans or implementations to do other things. This is why I try to tell people about robotics and automation, automation, AI. I try to warn people about all of this because I try to tell them, like, hey, whatever job that you got right now, the government already has plans to subtract you as a human being away from that job. Like, I'm not sure if people are aware, but you do have robots that they can program to do a lot of these jobs. They just got to make the machines, have the code written, have everything set for, the computers and the controllers, and there you go. So now, once America basically gets rid of this whole situation, and then they start implementing the robots and AI or whatever it is, so what's going to be used to you don't got nothing to protest now, because now it's a whatever, right? And then I want to highlight something way in the background, right? This is supposed to just be about the immigration. If you look clearly in the background, you start to see a flag, and I'm like, this is how the focus starts getting taken away. Somehow, some way, you got everybody else that is pretty much unified. It's like, hey, we are everybody, right? This is their family. This is their culture. This is their people. This is affecting that whole community. Somehow, some way, somebody got to show that they're separate. Now is not the time. Now is just not the time. This is not the time. But like I said, you can't tell nobody nothing. Can't tell nobody nothing. Let me see what the USA, the house immigrants built. Brother, what are we doing here? Let me hold on. Where's OBS at? So Black Americans had nothing to do with nothing. So Black Americans had nothing. Brother, are you serious? The house immigrants built. Word? No disrespect to the Caribbeans peoples directly out there. Somebody let me know what the Caribbeans really built over here to make and have America running. Let me know what any Russian immigrants really built over here to have America running. Realistically, I'm just saying, because the whole thing about Wall Street and slavery, that's very big. Those correlate. Like, this some crazy work out here. Wow. That's some, and she is full-fledged in full-fledged belief right there. She is there. She's like, yeah. Wait, what did they say right there? Oh, we about to be going through these pictures. We're about to be going through these pictures. Let me see. Go to images. I got so many pictures up here. It's crazy. What's the other one you got up here? What's the message up here? It said, "Hey Trump, are you going to send back their taxes too?" And then got some little words. I don't even know what that is. If you're not angry, you're not listening. No human being is illegal on stolen land. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. This is why I tried to tell. Let me tell y'all something real quick. If any of the individuals here ended up using any of the money that they got, right? Because a lot of them ended up getting homes and, all of those types of things, right? All different types of monies. If any of these individuals decided to open up trade schools for their people so that their people can learn other skills, like upgrade. So like instead of them just doing like the farming and different stuff like that, it's like, all right, I just saved up enough money from farming. I'm about to put this directly to a trade. This would not even be a thing right now. This would not even be a thing. And again, America would be looking vastly different because people would be, moving differently when it deals with businesses, entrepreneurship, and all the other type of stuff. But because people are where they are and only staying directly there, this is why you see this happening at this moment in time. This is again when it deals with the Black community, where I sat up there and commonly told people, like, yo, at the end of the day, what people need to do is start looking at some trades. Start looking at some trades and start upgrading, learning some different things directly out there so that, you're not stuck and you're not, for all intents and purposes, at a dead end or what have you. Right? Well, I'll say my people aren't criminals. Trump is. Let me see that. Let me capture that one right there. We speak for those who can't. Immigrants make. Is that down there in St. Louis? Is that the arch? No. That can't be the arch. Immigrants make America great. Look here. America is a melting pot, and people adding in and bringing their cultures, foods and stuff like that is dope. It's cool. But like I said before, I don't know what people are gonna do, man. I don't. It ain't nothing that Black Americans can do for anybody because if we're busy trying to save everybody else, who is going to save Black Americans? Nobody. That's who. I got this doubled up. Let me erase that. Why is that up there twice? Let me see. Okay, there we go. You hate the people, but you love their restaurants, food, and art. Make it make sense. That's how America works. That's that better. Yeah, let me put it to you like this. This is how the world treats Black people. Right? Everybody loves, well, a lot of people don't know about soul food or even tried it, right? But a lot of people love the fashion, they love the art, they love the music, they love the slang, the whole idea of what it is to be Black American. But when it deals with actually loving Black people, a lot of people don't. And they never did. It's just the idea, the fantasy, and and the dream. Oh, that's diabolical work. So the next one that we got directly up here is staying silent in times of injustice is privilege. That's how Black Americans felt whenever it was that a lot of people across America, immigrants, migrants, and how a lot of people around the world basically sat there and watched as Black people were, having issues with the government and police. All the privilege that everybody else had. But now, once that is being taken away, being stripped, now everybody's like, hey, we're getting treated like Black people. Oh no, this is an injustice. We can't have this happen. We got to go out here and protest. I'm like, wow, that's crazy work. That's some diabolical, crazy work right there. And a lot of people are going to learn. Again, I'm going to sound like a broken record. I'm going to be repeating myself so many times throughout different live streams and videos up until I'm blue in the face. But I'm just here to say black people were right. Everybody else was wrong. And everybody else is now meant to suffer. And this is not a job for black Americans to pick up, to clean up, to try to fix, to try to, see a way out of, or to try to look for hope or a silver. Nope, nope, nope. We're out of that. Because now, just like everybody else is minding their business, black Americans need to mind their business. Black Americans, not everybody, but black Americans need to, find other like-minded black Americans, come together and figure out a plan. Need to come together before 2030, 2035. Need to figure it out real quick, fast, in a hurry. Because once that time hits, time is going to be moving like you've never seen it before. It's going to be moving. And I also want to state to a lot of people as well, too, because we got how many people here at this moment in time? We got about overall 271 people. Much love, respect, and appreciation to everybody that is currently here at this moment in time. Something I did take note, and I noticed as of a previous live stream, is the fact that certain information that I was trying to give out to y'all was not being given out because they weren't, I guess, letting a lot of you guys know that I actually had a live stream. So we didn't actually have a large turnout like we have at this moment in time. So that's why I want to, give that love, give that shout out, to a lot of you guys. But initially, I had brought forth information dealing with, we're not looking at today, we're not looking at yesterday, we're looking at last week. I brought you guys this information here, right? And I want to make sure to highlight this. We got about 257 people here. So I just want to make sure to highlight this so that people can, actually see it. And what this basically is somebody trying to start a third term for Trump. So again, I'm trying to make everybody, we got 257 people here. YouTube was messing around, with the numbers and stuff on a previous live stream. So this is, that time I want to bring this directly right back up. So again, so people ain't lost, people ain't confused on what it is that others out there are trying to specifically do at this moment in time. Let me just, and if you don't believe me, you can go directly to his own website. The man that you see at the front and center of that picture, this is the man who is trying to get this going. He said that the following lower article is proposed as an amendment to the Constitution of the United States, which shall be valid to all intents and purposes as part of the Constitution when ratified by legislatures of 3/4 of several states within several years, the date of its submission for ratification. Quote, no person shall be elected to the office of president more than 3 times, nor be elected to any additional term after elected to 2 consecutive terms, and no person who has held the office of president or as president for more than 2 years of a term to which some other person was elected president shall be elected to the office of president more than twice. So basically what they're telling you is this. So let me just give you an example. Trump he was president once, and then he wasn't able to run or what have you, right? So then we had Biden directly in there. So now because there's a space, right? You got Trump, then you got Biden. Now you got Trump. Trump never served 2 consecutive terms. So then what does that mean? If this passes, that means when there's another election, 2028, what have you, he'll be able to run and potentially get a 3rd term. because he did not have 2 consecutive terms, 2 back-to-back terms. There was space. Again, I'm just trying to make people aware, just trying to make people understand, because there was somebody online trying to state, who was Canadian, trying to state that, hey, this is not what that's saying. Yeah, I'm like, yes, it is. Like I said, people are trying to get this in there for the long haul, and people don't even realize it or understand. And again, I want to give a shout out to YouTube for trying to not allow a lot of people to roll up into the live stream when I was making this information directly known. Shout out to YouTube for doing that. So again, shout out to all 235 we got at this moment in time. We got 98 on the original channel. We got 137 on the secondary channel. So again, for anybody that missed that live stream, please pay attention. You can clip this. Let me see if I can minimize this just a little bit. So if you need to try to screen cap that, let me see if I can get rid of the other background for you guys. Let me see, get rid of those 2 backgrounds. So yeah, if you need to screen clip that or whatever you need to sit up there and do, you can clearly do that at this moment in time. So you can have that information, you can sit up there and post it. Like I said, this is not a game, and people are going to have to sit up there and learn the hard way. Because I think I had people in the previous live stream, some people said, they'll just go back and vote for Obama again. I'm like, at the end of the day, as somebody who voted the first time for Obama, I would not vote again, because ain't nothing happened. And Obama was one of the main ones up there with Al Sharpton, who was trying to scold black men and browbeat them into voting for Kamala. Like, he was in there looking like somebody's dad, and he was just disappointed. I'm like, bro, you talking to grown men. I'm like, the amount of energy and power that you had at one point with black people, I'm like, yo, that's already faded. You might as well just like skate off into the sunset somewhere. I'm like, this is not what it used to be. This is not what it used to be. So that the same exact speech, and it's not going to happen like that. You would need a major paid media push in order to really get people to get into that whole Obama era-esque type of deal. Because like I said, I would not be voting for Obama a third time. Like I said, I would, if I'm to vote, I'm voting for somebody who has the best interest of black Americans. Just like everybody else votes for a candidate who has the best interest that they feel is for them. If ain't nobody talking about nothing not monetary, anything that's like tangible, anything that's going to help the black community invest financially, get where it is that they need to be, that's going to help out the businesses, that's going to help out the housing, that's going to help out the many blocks of which black people live in, the school systems, and the medical mismanagement that happens when it deals with black children and black. If we're not talking about anything that's for the betterment of the financial safety, investment, and the health of the black community, then we ain't talking. And I have yet to see any candidate actually put black Americans first. I've seen all of these candidates put other groups of people first before black Americans. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So again, the previous live stream, I talked about this joint resolution that this dude is trying to do, and I also talked about Project Stargate. I talked about, all of those things in the previous live stream. So if you want to actually take a chance and go back and rewind and play that, much love, respect, and appreciation. If not, it is what it is, Free information directly out there. Let me try to go back up real quick, because I think I missed a lot of people's comments. Let me see. Vigilante Inc. Let me see. Reparations before freedom. I only voted for Obama. Da da da. Let me see. He always was. Tether is 2025. Charlotte Obama was trying to be light find it under the participants in the voting. Divide and conquer. Great job. Da, 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 da. Let me see. Yeah, it looked like he probably trolling. Because he ain't really saying nothing. So I ain't even I don't really see nothing. Because I'm even scrolling back to even try to find some. I just see laughing emojis and all this other type of stuff. Miss Ivory said, okay, okie dokie. Not sure what that means. Not sure what that means. It said Black Americans gotta wake up. Which part are you talking about wake up on? Are you talking about Project Stargate? Are you talking about the potentiality of them trying to, pass this joint resolution for a third term for presidents? Which would then also entail, let's say that a president is able to get a third term. Because what was that one thing that Trump has said before? He was saying something to the reference, and I'm paraphrasing here, of it'd be the last time that people have to vote. And that always stuck out with me because I'm like, the only way that can happen is if we have martial law and they'll decide to, when they want to, lift that. It can be indefinite for however long that they basically see fit. But in order to have martial law, you would have to have some type of civil unrest or chaos to, really take hold and really take place. So again, like I said, this is going to be very, very interesting. Just Me said their famous saying is, quote, "My grandfather came here with nothing, makes me sick. Was he white?" Alfred Goldman said, "You're saying it all. I'm just disagreeing." Wait, which part? Wait, are you talking to me or somebody else? I'm a little bit confused. Are you disagreeing with? I'm trying to figure out what you're disagreeing. Are you disagreeing with the joint resolution, the information that I just provided here? I'm a little bit confused because, like I said before, if anybody believes that I'm lying on this, you can go to this dude's website. He has a website listed directly up there, all of his quotes and everything. So I'm a little bit confused, just a tad bit. Looking for a little bit of clarity there. Door of L. Somebody seems like a DC fan. Said we have to be wise in voting. We will never see another Lyndon B. Johnson presidency who will carve out specific programs targeting only Black people if the programs are helping people at the bottom. Yeah. Khalil said, "I seen the article on Google News." Dorvell said Black people are statistically at all categories. Yo, because the one thing I stated is this, right? Right, Alpha said, "I agree with you in part. I just think the new and old generation can accomplish our goals together, not dismissing each other's approach." Yo, just me. What is up? What is up? You said gotta go. All right. Thanks for being a part of the live stream, and have a nice day as well. This is the, as somebody who is younger, this is the problem that I'll sit up there and say when it deals with trying to get through to the older generation. Because I'm going to take, for example, trying to talk to my grandmother when she was here. A lot of times when the younger generation tries to inform or educate the older generation, a lot of the older generation are resistant. They don't want to listen. They, in a sense, block out the information because a lot of them feel that, hey, I've been here longer than you. I know everything that is pretty much here. There's nothing new that you can pretty much tell me. I'm the only one that can basically tell you exactly what it is. I'm the only one that can pretty much tell you what the future is going to be, right? And I'm like, that's the wrong way to, in a sense, go about it, right? Because the whole thing is supposed to be symbiotic, right? We learn from the older generation because they have a library of knowledge, so we can learn from their past mistakes and build upon that and move forward with a whole different approach because we have more time, right? They're passing that torch, the information, right? And then we can give them our insight and our information so that they can, digest that and take in something new and add that on to what it is that they've already built and established knowledge, knowledge base wise, and pretty much, move on like that, teaching and learning and teaching. But again, like I said, I've come into contact, especially in my own community, dealing with Detroit. I've come into contact with certain people who are elders, and just even talking with people on the street. And, even better fact, I put it to like my uncles, even dealing with, my uncles who I've talked about on this platform. They're hard headed. They do not want to sit up there and listen. Even if you know more than them, even if you have the information, even if you have the proof, they're not trying to hear you. They are not trying to listen. And that is a turnoff for a lot of the younger generation, because a lot of the younger generation, we are willing to actually talk to the older generation. We are willing to actually learn. It's the fact that, like, yo, when you come off as an automatic know-it-all that we can't like give to you or teach you anything, it's like, all right, whatever, you got it. We just gonna let you basically keep moving and doing whatever it is that you're doing, and we're just gonna wait for our time, and that's it. You know, Alfred said, "Do you hear yourself? You're assuming that we're uninformed. Communication gap." Did you not just hear? Did you not just hear what I just said? You literally said that there's a communication gap while trying to tell me that I'm assuming, while also not listening to me at the same time. I swear to goodness, I clearly just explained myself. I swear, yo, oh my goodness, was I talking too fast? Like was I talking too fast at any point? Like I don't even know. Like I don't even know what is even up, what is happening right now. I don't even know what happened. I don't even know what just happened. Um, let me see. Black Intellectual said, if it's one thing I've learned is that a lot of older generations don't want the younger generation to succeed. I mean, I've seen some stuff like that before. I have seen some stuff like that before where some people are like, well, because I didn't sit up there and make it, I'm not gonna, in a sense, support you or wish you well. I've sat up there, I've seen some stuff like that before. Like I said, I can sit up there and just point that towards my own family, just for a case of point, an example. Just as an example, a lived experience. Now I know why Morpheus said that we don't wake up an older person in the Matrix. The mind can't handle it. And that is so true. Tippy said, that's half true. They have seen more than us. Honestly, I think each decade of younger and mature act the same as we do today. Yo, Robert, what is up? What is up? Said, I'm up in this thing. What is up? Shira said, Ephraim said, well, a lot of Hispanics were brainwashed and self-hating, but at the same time, a lot are waking up. Well, let's we'll see what happens. Just Me said, thought they were white. Alfred Coleman said, you win. You're suffering from a serious case of Uncle Drew syndrome. I guess. I mean, I guess, like I said, I was just speaking from, I brought up a personal experience. I brought up of things of actually talking to older people, when being younger, like, especially being at the time, I was like, 19, 20, 21 in Detroit. And I'm sitting up there talking to those out there who are, older and again, trying to just inform and say certain types of things. I'm like, words. So I'm like, you just not, you ain't hear me out. You don't even want to like listen to. I'm like, all right. That's like, you got it. I'm like, you got it. Like I said, I ain't gonna sit up there and fight nobody. You know. Dorvell said the disrespect of younger people is so high in this time, it is unpalatable. Kay said organizations won't share with each other. Elders, in my experience, draw a line that stop common sense, and we digress. Alfred Coleman said, and that last quote was BS. I'm proud of you all. Like I said, ain't nobody. This is the thing. Like, you got to understand. I think this is where the miscommunication is coming in from. I ain't talking about specifically you. This is why I gave a real world example of either AKA my uncles dealing with my own family or those I've talked into the community. Again, personal experience, things that I have literally seen and witnessed and also been through. So again, I need a lot of people to get into the whole thought process of like, if I'm talking, I ain't talking about you. I don't know real world wise. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you look like. I don't know where you live. I don't know who your family is. I don't know what your life is. So it's like, at the end of the day, you should know directly from that I'm obviously not talking about you. Right. I'm just saying. Cliff said, we've got all these benefits and catfish nuggets. Don't want to lose that. Tippy said, I saw a video from the 60s talking about racial problems as we do today, and young adults in the 60s were like the rebels. I mean, yeah, that's true. Yeah, you had a lot of young folks, especially if you look at the Black Panther Party. Like, a lot of them were young. I didn't even realize it up until people actually put out their actual age. I'm like, dude, some of them were like, they were like 17, 18, 19. They were like early 20s. I'm thinking, when I'm looking at the Black Panthers, I'm like, okay, all these people are like in like their 30s, right? They got like families and all this. Nah, they was young. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, that's mind blowing. So I'm like, so you mean to tell me that you didn't have like the older Black community out there that was just like, I'm like, yo, that's crazy. That is crazy. That is crazy. Helene said, I've never seen older people hate on younger generations, but I grew up respecting my elders. I mean, this is the thing. If you grew up, everybody has different communities. So I can also say within the exact same time frame that, just like as you stated, I grew up with respecting my elders. Right. I grew up with, carrying grocery bags and trying to help people, cross the street, holding open or opening doors and, all this other type of stuff. Like, that's the stuff that I was raised to do. And I'm not even from down south, but that's what I was raised to do as a young Black man. Right. You respected your elders and all this other type of stuff. But slowly but surely you see that, how you're raised ain't really matching up with the times of now. So it's like, you gotta technically change some stuff around. And even with me, I have to fight against how it is that I was taught, because times are different. Right. Like, you might not be able to hold open the door for people. Right. You might not be able to just go out there and just see like a random elder and be like, yo, let me, help you cross the street. Let me, carry these bags directly to your car. Cause they might be looking at me like I'm trying to set them up, or I might be trying to rob them or whatnot or whatever. Right. Because again, the times are directly different. And I don't fault them for that. Yo, you got to look out for yourself. You got to look out for your own best interest, your own safety and everything. So like I said, I can't sit up there and get offended. I can't sit up there and get mad. It just is what it is. And I can either stay mad and be, just stuck at that, or I can just move on from there and move on with the, with the current. And I choose to just move forward with the current. Helene said, hard head makes a soft behind. Yep. Bantu said, I'm with the spirit of Ubuntu, which is I am because we are. That's the spirit. I got you. Black Intellectual said, it's there, y'all. If y'all didn't experience it, then I'm happy for you. But most Black youths have secretly been given bad information on purpose so that they don't do better than the previous generation. Yeah, I've seen that happen as well. I've seen some friends who have had families where if the younger generation are, graduating or doing all of this other type of stuff, like doing, real positive stuff, it's this type of like silent dislike or type of like hatred. I'm like, yo, what is that even about? I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. I'm like, yo, this person stayed away from like any type of drugs. They stayed directly out of the streets. They made sure to graduate. They had the right people around them. I don't understand how that would incur any type of negative energy, especially from family, but it does. And then you'll even see that if certain people have certain types of friends, you will see like those out there like mad and jealous. I'm like, what? I'm like, how? I'm like, that doesn't like you would want, if anything, you would want for whoever to succeed, to do the best that they can, to sit up there and make it out. But a lot of people feel that if it's not them succeeding and making it out, then they don't care about nobody else and it don't matter. And that's crazy. So, it's a crazy mentality to have. Kevin D said, you talking to the wrong old head. Bernie Sanders said an 80-year-old lady asked a 12-year-old to get off a banister so she wouldn't fall. She told the 80-year-old lady, you don't tell me what to do. Like I said, it's different times. We are completely in different times. Ty said, I've seen plenty of older people hate and gatekeep from the younger generation. There were plenty of things the younger generation could learn from the older, but can't, because if I learned it on my own, you got to as well. Yeah, I've heard, things like that as well too. And I'm like, that don't make no type of sense. I'm like, yo, if anything, if you learn, certain types of information, you will want to actually pass that down. Maybe it might have took you like 30 or 40 years to learn the information. So to cut that short so somebody else doesn't have to, in a sense, waste 30 or 40 years to do that, bam, cheat code. It's like, yo, let me get you information that I basically learned. Let me do that. Because like that's the same way that I, in a sense, look at, trying to explain and tell people about, social media. If I made mistakes and mishaps and all this other type of stuff, I'm like, I ain't about to have people like wasting, whatever, amounts of money, making these types of mistakes on an entry point and having them have to, figure this out later, 4 to 5 years down the road. I'm like, yo, that's too much time wasted. I'm like, yo, let me just hand you this right here. And then you can see what you can see with it and figure out how to apply it and then move on from there. I'm going to cut all of those mistakes that you necessarily don't have to make because I already made them. So I was like, yo, let me just do this. Right? That's how, like I said, I guess everybody different. That's how I look at it. That's how I look at it. Kevin D said, what is your family background? Are they more country oriented? Do you mean, are they from the South? That's what I'm trying to figure out. The only person that was from the South realistically is my grandmother and her side during that time. For all intents and purposes, my grandfather is up north. Well, he was, at the point, I think he passed somewhere in like the late 80s or, early 90s. But yeah, everybody else that is from my grandmother is up north. But again, like I said, other than that example, I also gave the example of just talking to elders out there, in the streets, having conversations, either let's say at a passing by, might have been at a bus stop, might be directly on the bus, right? Might be on the way to the mall or what have you. Like I said, I've had a variety of different, life experiences. Alfred said, not your quote, the guy who said that we don't want you all to succeed. We do want you to be successful. You're doing a great job. Okay, I got you. Ty said they believe nothing is handed to you for free, so much that they will take their knowledge to the grave. And yeah, I would hope that people wouldn't do that because, a lot of knowledge is important. Because it's like, it makes no sense to try to have the younger generation out here try to spend, decades trying to learn something, and then you can just pretty much hand that information directly to them. And then by the time they learn the information, that person is already gone, and then it's going to be the same, rinse or repeat, cycle. Door of L said, an older person who sees a younger person using foul language in their presence of an elder is disrespectful. Now I get that. I get that. I put it to you like this, and I bring up this story every now and again, right? So this is me in Detroit. I want to say in the 2000s. I was on the D dot. It should have been around the afternoon. Sorry, voice crack. Around the afternoon. And as I was raised, if at any point in time that an elder gets on the bus, you get up and you give that seat directly to the elder, right? So I proceeded to do that at my young age, right? I'm directly in my early 20s. And this fat dude talking to this woman, they both overweight. He just like really sitting up there, like talking all this other type of stuff in her face and stuff, right? And he was originally standing, right? So I get up and I see the elder getting on, on the bus. He got, his cane and everything. So, I go to sit up there and help him up and everything. And I'm like, yo, you can have my seat right there. And so then I'm like, I sit up there and go back. And I'm like, bro, that was my seat. I was giving it to the elder. This this individual decided to look at me and then go back talking to the woman. When I tell you the amount of rage that I have where I wanted to strike this, like I never at a point in time, I like looking back at the generation of now, how it is that they want to like crash out and they just want to do a lot of stuff. The moment in time that I wanted to crash out so bad on that, like I just wanted to start swinging on that dude because I'm like, not only did you disrespect me, but you disrespecting somebody that lived a lot longer than you. And it's like, man, I wanted to hit that man with a brick so bad. I wanted to really get him up out of that seat. And I had people on a bus like telling me to calm down. It's like, yo, it's not worth it. It's okay. And I'm like, it's not okay. I'm like, how do you sit up there and know like that? First of all, it's not your seat. Second of all, the seat was given up to be given to somebody that's an elder, and then you're gonna act like you're not going to acknowledge any. Like I said, man, I hope that dude got diabetes. I hope that dude got like type 8 diabetes. I hope both of them got erased off of this planet. Like I'm still mad about like that. Just got me so mad. Like that just like I hate when I can just witness like that type of like disrespect. Like I have like, oh man. Like I said, I hope the worst for him. I really do. I really do. I'm just gonna be 100% honest. And I know that's not the best thing to sit up there and do. And some people probably say it's not that serious. It's that serious to me. Because like I said, I'm raised a certain type of way. And I respect the elders that are directly out here. And to see somebody openly disrespect an elder like that, knowing the fact that I know like that diabetic fool was probably about in his like late 30s or 40s, a straight clown, not doing nothing. Probably got all types of like prostate cancer and everything. Like, dog, oh man, I'm so mad. Oh man. Anyways, that's gonna take me a minute. It's gonna really take me a minute. And it just got me mad all over again. I ain't focused on that in probably some years. Oh my god. Now I see why people drink. I'm just gonna be honest. I see why people drink. I see exactly why people drink. Oh man. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Man, I'm just so mad right now. Brother. Wait, what you mean, Tippy? You was like, I could have said something. What you want me to sit up here and say? I had to try to sit up there and paraphrase. No, but the reason I brought up that whole thing is because this is something that I covered before, right? So again, on this platform, um, especially dealing with black men, right? I've sat up there and covered a lot of things that black men suffer from and go through. Tippy, when I sit up there and tell you that dude was overweight, he was overweight. That was not the weight that he was supposed to be at. I can look directly at his eyes. I can look at the dark pigmentation under his eyes. I can look at the dark pigmentation around his neck. Everything. I can tell that the dude was severely unhealthy. So, like I said, I say that coming from a place of like I don't like when people disrespect elders. I don't. Like I will wish you the worst. I'm just gonna be honest. And this, like I said, I try to be as transparent as I can to people, just so people know exactly where it is that I'm coming from, so that you're not confused a little bit later on. Like I said, I'm just being honest. I do not like when I see, especially somebody that's older than me, and you sitting up here disrespecting that. Come on, come on. And then the killing part to me is the woman that he's talking to. She basically saw everything transpire. She could have corrected the situation by telling him like, "Yo, just come sit here, all this other type of stuff." She just let that slide. And I'm like, I don't got no like, like if I was the person that I am now, I really would have went off on her too. I would have went off on both of them. Cause I'm like, y'all too big for that. Just to be real, y'all too big y'all shouldn't be doing that. Like you know better. Just like you know how to stop eating, you should know to get up for an elder. Like I said, it's crazy out here, man. Hey, it is. Like I said, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. It's just me though. Tippy, we didn't already. I didn't already just sat up there and had this conversation earlier where I just sat up there and said, if I'm specifically talking about somebody, do not internalize it. I'm talking about specifically that person who was performing that action. I ain't talking about nobody else. Come on now, Tippy. Kay said no need. The compass is north. Tippy said I don't like it either. Manny said that way, brother, 100%. Ty said, Gail, what'd he say now? Tippy said he white. No, that dude was black. They was both black. The woman was black and the dude was black. Like I never, I could still, out of all of these years, I could probably still make out that guy's face. Like that's how angry I was. Like it takes a lot for me to, in a sense, have a engraved, close to an engraved image of somebody's face like that, especially like being angry. Like I was mad. Like I was so mad. Like I couldn't even I can't even make you understand like how heated I was during that time. Like man, oh man. Like I said, I don't like when that happens. Like if people in a sense do stuff to me, it's whatever. But like I said, elders out here, it's like they are older. They didn't already seen and lived a lot directly out here. Their health is like, it's going down. So it's like, let them rest. They didn't already like walked, thousands, hundreds of thousands of miles. Some of them have been through, the civil rights and lived through that era and seen a lot of things. Like, let them rest, let them sit. But this is why I sit up there and tell y'all, time and time again, sometimes you can't save and help everybody because people don't listen. But back to the thing I was saying before, I've done a lot of videos dealing with black men's health. I've talked about prostate cancer and how it is that we're 3 to 4 times more likely to die directly from that. I have dealt with the aspect of diabetes and covered that and how it is that it affects the black community, along with a lot of other diseases as well. And it gets to a point where you realize that people don't want to listen. So you, in a sense, stop doing those videos, stop giving out the information, and you just, let it be what it's going to be. However it is that people want their health to be, that's however it is that people want their health to be. That's pretty much it. You know. Ty says you out here saying this man smelled like Doritos grease. This man crazy. Kay said we can find our future from that experience. I will be more aware of my elders and youngsters. We are the middle and must move ahead, loving. I'm sorry, my reading is crap right now. Loving and or learning. Thanks for that, Seji and our elders. Now I got you. Like I said before, usually, whenever I have experiences, I'll sit up there, I'll be open and honest and try to be as transparent. And this is why I try to tell y'all, it's like, yo, whenever I do videos and stuff, it's not to, in a sense, seem like at any point that I'm above or below anybody that I'm talking, directly to. And again, I'm talking to people, not through them or around them, talking directly to. That's me acknowledging. Right. So that's letting people know that, hey, we on the same level, same, playing field. We can, fix, this issue. We can fix these problems, come through with, different types of, solutions. Like I said, I don't care how my experiences or examples make me look crazy, whatever. It is what it is. If it make me look crazy, you learn directly from it, so you don't end up looking like Seji. That's it. That's the best I can say for tell you. Right. If I had missteps or whatnot or whatever, learn directly from my examples of those missteps so that you can, be better than me. That's the main thing I tell people. Because I would never at any point in time want anybody to exactly do like I do. I would want everybody to learn from me and do better and be better. That's it. I would be more so angry if people are the same as me. I'm like, nah, this ain't it. I need you to move around. I need you to, you got to pick some levels up. I need you to stand on some bricks real quick. I'm just, just saying. Jedi Sage said, not all of us broke down. Grapefruit, cranberry juice. Dorv L said, so should an elder show respect first, or should a younger person show respect first? I would say that it should be mutual. I would say that both parties should have initially a mutual respect for one another. I've had elders, like sometimes I might have had headphones on a bus, and an elder would, look at me or tap me on the shoulder and be like, "Hey, young man, could I have that seat?" And I'm like, "Oh, my bad." I'm like, I didn't even know I was in my own world. It's like, yeah, you can have the seat. It's it's all good. And if it's an older woman, I would help her, sit down or fold up the cart for her so she can put it directly on the side and and everything like that. So yeah, I would say that it should be mutual from both parties. Because I got the example of my grandmother, and she was the type of person at times where she would want respect, and she would not display or give that same respect directly to you. And I'm like, yeah, that's not how that works. But again, you're trying to tell, the older generation something, they ain't trying to hear it. Because a lot of people believe that no matter how they speak or what wrong they do, that they automatically deserve the respect because they've been here a lot longer. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool and all. I understand that to a point, but I'm like, you can't just like roll up and just disrespect somebody and then expect them to initially give you respect after what you just, it's like, nah, it just, no. Can't do that. Bernie Sanders said, my brother hasn't had a checkup in decades and he has excellent insurance. The reason why you have a lot of men don't want to get their prostate checked is because of like the stereotype. They feel like if any of that is in a sense happening, that maybe it'll lead to something or whatnot or whatever. But realistically, especially as a black man, you need your prostate checked. Prostate cancer is a killer. It takes out a lot of lives silently. It's just something that a lot of people just happen not to talk about, and it kills more black men than it does their white or other counterparts. Anybody can look up those numbers, and those numbers are directly up there. So yeah, it is a very serious thing. I wish what would happen is that the stigma around that would actually get broken down around high school, because I feel like, if you can happen to reach the kids around high school and in a sense normalize those type of checkups, then the conversation is going to be had and it's going to be good. Like, that generation is going to be the main one that's going to start off being saved, and the amount of deaths that will take place from that specific thing dealing with prostate cancer will start to decrease, because they will care more about it, right? Jedi said, facts. All of my friends are gone. I'm 60 and thriving. I've always been a rebel. Most don't listen. Facts. Keep listening to the others. Right. Said meditation, Wing Chun, Tai Chi, baseball, and all of that. Gotcha. Glow Rick, what is up? Said, thank you, Seji. I'm an elder. I believe that the youth are supposed to acknowledge and respect their elders. You are a worthy, valuable young man. Hey, much love, respect, and appreciation. That's through the way that I was raised by my family and the elders that I had present growing up. By way of them, and also caring. Because I know and understand that a lot of kids, especially growing up today, they aren't able to grow up the same way that I was able to grow up. Actually having people around them, even out on the street, that would care about them or even acknowledge them or different things like that. So you got a lot of these kids, they're feeling alone, they feel destitute, they feel like they don't got a place to go or reach out to. So they're just going to do whatever in order to get a little bit of attention or to feel some type of value, in order, to fill in that void that they have. Bantu said, exactly as Seji, mutual respect is the thing. Right. Manny said, universal laws are proving and placing us right where we belong. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm guessing that's a good thing. I'm going to take it. Jedi said, I can, but 60 push-ups right now. Yeah. Matter of fact, when was the last time I actually did push-ups? It's been a minute. Actually, normally I would do about a good, I want to say 30 to 40 pretty quick. Because I used to be at a point in time I used to keep track. I used to try to, increase the amount of push-ups I would do, per day. So you would have, throughout the day, you would have, 2 or 300, and then after that you would go to the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day. It would get a little bit harder because your muscles would be like, yeah, we ain't doing this right now. So then you got to break it up into increments instead of trying to do the full-fledged 30. You would have to do 10 here, 10 there, 10 here, 10 there, and then you would end up catching that 30, 40, or 50 versus trying to do it in that quick minute or so on. What else we got? Manny saying universal nature's places. Right. Brandon V. World said, just leaving work off for the next 3 days. All right, brother. Oh yeah, we could probably jump on that on that what's the name game that we were playing earlier. Sage said, okay, I read that one. Dorv L said, using your grandmother as an example. I'm sure you were taught to give her respect first. No, and well, that's an automatic initial type of thing. Like, that's your grandmother. Like, you're automatically going to do that. And it's like, no matter what she does, it's like you have to sit up there and still give, respect. Now, of course, I had arguments with my grandmother. We had conversations, like we did, because I'm trying to like make her understand. I'm like, yo, you can't just be out here just like recklessly, talking to people and treating them a certain type of way and expecting people to still sit up there and like respect you. Because my main thing that I tried to, get through to her generation and others is that my generation is a part of the last generation where no matter what you say, we'll still show you respect. This younger generation that is under us right now and under them, no, they're not going to do that. It's like you disrespect that younger generation, oh, they're automatically fighting you. And for a lot of older people out here, you're not fighting them. And how a lot of these young kids out here fight now, they'll sit up there and just bring a weapon to an argument and it's over. So like I said, a variety of different ways throughout my life, I've tried to give certain types of information because times are different. I understand that when people are older, they're more, stagnant. They're more comfortable with, where it is that they are. So it's like they know everything that they know from whatever time period. They ain't trying to learn nothing else because it's like it's whatever. Their time is I only got a little bit more time left. I ain't trying to sit up there and go back through school. I got it, I get it, and I understand. But also within the same time, you have to at least learn enough about this new time so that you can last as long as you're supposed to last and not inadvertently get affected because somebody else feels a certain type of way about your actions or what you said and they decide that they just want to end everything there. Right. So it's about trying to save lives, but some people don't want to listen. Tippy said, take your vitamins and eat your veggies, right? Well, I do that anyway. So, we already out there on that tip. We already out there. Jedi said, that's crazy. This is why I'm glad I read that at a time. I've heard that one as well too. There's a lot of things. The other thing the other thing that they also list is staying away from like red meats and and different things of that nature, changing up your diet, right? But yeah, I get what you're saying, Jedi Sage. Trust me, I heard that one too. Oh man, Tippy said, yeah, none of that, just video games. Yeah. Glorix said, I believe our youth should respect their elders. You are a respectable young man that I have followed for 3 years now. You have consistently shown your worth. Hey, much love, respect, and appreciation. I'm glad you been able to shout out for being here for 3 years. Firstly, shout out for being here for 3 years, and I'm happy that anything that I was able to talk about or bring up, you were able to find some type of value directly within that. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Jedi said, my brother has prostate cancer right now. Oh man, that is tough. Tell him to look into some different dietary changes, workouts, see what different types of treatments, like I've seen the different types of treatments and surgeries that they have to deal with prostate cancer and different things of that nature. So depending, hopefully I will say hopefully it's caught early enough where your brother can start to get ahead of that and work on some healthy treatments and workouts and different things like that to try to bring everything down and get rid of it. Because yeah, that's serious. That is serious. Manny said, I'm not a doctor, but Hawaiian, what is that? Spirulina and aloe vera helps with any cancer. Okay. I got you. Let me just wait. Would that even affect? I don't think I can highlight that because they might try to say that might be like some misinformation. So yeah, let me not. I can't even highlight that because then I probably have some issues. So yeah, he said Hawaiian spirulina. I can't even pronounce the word right. You might have to break that down to me. I'm just gonna be real. Hawaiian spirulina and aloe vera helps with any. I got you. Um, Jedi Facts responding. Bernie Sanders said, "Great discussion." This popped up in my YouTube feed. Oh, word! That's dope. That's actually a shocker because I'm actually surprised it would actually pop up. Jedi Sage, 10 to 20 pull-ups a day, right? Bernie Sanders said, "I will subscribe." Hey, much love, respect, and appreciation. Thank you for the subscription. Jedi said, "A 2-mile walk." Yep. Yo, Tyrone, what is up? What is up? What is up? Ty said, "I'm playing a few matches in Rivals. Then I got to take my sister to the doctor's office and I will be lurking." All right, I got you. Dwarf L said, "I was taught to respect all grown folks first." I got you. Jedi said, "I see it all the time in the barbershop, all the time. They know it all at 18 years old." Yeah, that does happen. That does happen. Once you get to a certain point, 18, 19, it's like, all right, I'm in here, I'm grown, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, all this. Like I said, that comes with youth, right? I like to call it the immortal, invincible type of stage because it seems like can't nothing, really affect you. Like you are that, you are, that person, you are him, right? And at a certain point in time, everybody is in a sense, been there. Like you're talking about a topic or a subject, and you are the most passionate directly about that subject. You feel like you know everything that there needs to be, and can't nobody correct you or tell you anything. Like I said, it comes with you. That is part of the course. And then once that pride and that ego starts to drip down, and then you're like, all right, I was incorrect, during my earlier years. What is out here that I can learn? What can I assimilate into what it is that I'm trying to understand? And how can I move forward directly with, that information? Right. But the main thing for older people, right, is that, you just got to kind of, drip feed information. I'm going to tell you from experience, a lot of the younger generation are listening. It's just the fact that you have the ego and the pride directly there. It goes into the aspect of like everybody wants to be right and nobody wants to be wrong. A lot of the younger generation feel like they are right on every single circumstance and situation, and you can't tell them up from down, left or right. Right. But again, that comes with the course of being young. It's going to take them to mature a little bit. Like once they start hitting the 20s, 21, and they start dabbling in the real world, having to go to the workforce, having to pay bills and different stuff like that, actually have a life experience, that's what will humble them and bring them down so that they can actually fully have that conversation instead of you having to drip feed, information and everything being an argument. Because trust me, I've been there. I didn't talk to some younger folks out here, and the moment in time you try to tell them something, it's always an argument. It's always some type of debate, and I'm like, bro, it's not even here for a debate. This is just an adult conversation. This is just two adults having a conversation, just information, right? Gail said, "Learning is a lifetime process. I'm not putting a limit on my lifetime. I don't know how old I am." Yeah, Gail, we don't know how old you are. At one point in time, I remember Gail told me that she was like 27. So I'm not even I'm not even sure. I know Gail plays, Vigia games like Tippy, you know. So we don't know. Dora L said, "I'm almost 60. Your opinion is too general. I enjoy learning and reading. I have read more in the past 8 years than I did as a child or a teenager." That's dope. It's pretty dope. Jedi Sage said, "You are a leader of your generation." I hope. This is what I will say. And like I said, and this is not to down the compliment. Much love and respect and appreciation for seeing that within me. What I like to say is that is something that I want to live up to, right? Because being a leader, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of patience. a lot of dedication and a lot of effort. And being honest, I can see still areas of immaturity that I have to progress beyond in order to fully be a leader, that people would be able to, recognize and call on, right? And actually believe directly in. So, again, much love, respect, and appreciation. But as the man that I am now, I know that there is some, immaturity, there that I have to mature past, in order to, really be, that person. So this is why I say, every single day I'm working. Everything is, I've always told you guys before, like everything is a work in progress. And some of you guys who have been here long enough since day one, hopefully you've been able to see that, those transitions over time, with, more patience, less anger, yeah, less, yelling and, different things, like that. Like I said, just, trying to be honest and transparent. Manny said, my bad. Jedi said, my brother gave all the facts to he only listens to Caucasian people, I guess. Yo man, what is up? What is up? Said Floyd Mayweather, LOL. Dorv L said, I hear sour sop and mushroom apricot coffee is good as well. Oh yeah, I've heard about those as well too. Jedi Sage said Gen X was not like that. We listened to our elders, right? Tippy said, not me, LOL. I was still in the dials. Hard to put down Barbie. Oh, speaking of which, Tippy, they do have an Aaliyah Barbie, so you might be interested in that, and maybe a collector's edition a little bit down the road. Oh, also, let me just put this out because we got 124 people. If any of you guys actually have an iPhone at this moment in time, you may be able to sell that for $1,000+ because if it has TikTok, CapCut, and different stuff on there, and you haven't deleted it yet, you can actually sell that online for a few $1,000s. So I'm just gonna, let you guys know that. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of that because at this moment in time I haven't checked, but to my knowledge, TikTok is not back up on these app stores yet. So people are trying to, buy these phones and all that other type of stuff. So just another way for people to get extra money, just listen at. Jedi Say said they tell you, oh, you don't know what's happened. I say I hope you make it. Right? Tracy Rowland said, Shalom family. What is up? What is up? Gail said, I meant to say I don't care, not I don't know. Okay, I got you. Brandon V. World said, I'm 36. I'm old as dirt. Actually, a man is 50. He's actually faking his age right now because if anybody knows, when people normally have kids, you are actually older than what your actual age is. Jedi said 3 months of not doing nothing. 3 months just oh, okay. You're talking about procreation. I got you. Tippy said like Tetris, just joking. Doorbell said aspiring to be more requires self-introspection and many cower from that task. Jedi said, you're one of the first online I've seen on that truth. Brandon B. World said most leaders never see themselves as a leader. Not like, yo, I'm just like I said, the way I look at everything is like, yo, I'm not above or below. I'm right there walking with y'all. And I got a lot more work to do. That's the most honest it's the most honest I can be. I got a lot of work to do. This is why I tend to look at those in that's a part of the older generation to try to learn a type of calmness, to try to learn that, not even try, but to learn a type of maturity, so I won't have to take, 40, 50 or whatever amount of years to get there. I ain't trying to do that. We're taking shortcuts, whatever cheat codes we got to do to get to that point of like now, so that I can be on the fast track to, being a, a better person. That's what I'm going to do, but yeah, that's pretty much how I look at it, and like I said before, hopefully by me, pointing out, mistakes and being honest, that will, help other people be honest with themselves, and hopefully they'll change and grow from that as well and become the best version of them. Like I said, as long as somebody is winning out here, that's all that matters. As long as somebody's becoming better, somebody's upgrading, somebody's moving fast. As long as somebody out here is able to take the information and become better than me, I'm good. I guess in a sense that's my my mission or my goal. I guess I don't know. Still figuring it out. Still working on it. Still working on it. Did I say said facts, and that's a leader walk with the people. It's a work in progress. Work in progress. But yeah, like I said, much love and appreciation. We held down a nice 104 people during the live stream. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Oh, we've been going for like 3 hours. Yo, my bad. I just realized, I'm telling you, I just looked at the time. My bad. I ain't even mean to even keep y'all here that long. But luckily, technically, we stayed on some type of a topic where, hopefully people can get something from something, even if they just, came into the live stream. But yeah, love you guys a lot. Appreciate you guys. Shout out to the 37 directly on the original channel, and shout out to everybody on SEIJIHITO, the second coming. We got about 79, almost 80 directly over there. Again, shout out to y'all, and much love for y'all being here. Shout out to anybody who just subscribed. Shout out to any and everybody who donated directly to the platform as well. Yeah, I think that is about it. Shout out to Ty for bringing up that information as well, directly to the platform that we were able to highlight. And I think that's it. You guys are free. You guys are free. Go out there and order some Uber. Play some games, or eat some good food, because I'm about to go figure out what I'm about to eat today. And probably jump on the game after I get done recording the last part for this video I'll have uploaded for you guys. So hopefully YouTube doesn't mess around with this one, and they will have this one for people to see and watch. This man said about times. Timmy said go eat something. Pink said, yo, Pink still here. Yo. What's up? Bernice Sanders said, be safe and be happy. Ty said, man, sat here talking my ear out. Hey, man, it happens like that. We go everywhere. First of all, you've been here long enough. You already know how this is. You've been here long enough. Timmy said, peace, love, and soul. I think that's what I have for my music channel that I was trying to start at one point. Didn't I have that as a background? I think I might have. I forgot. It's been so long since I actually went on that. Bantu said, big up yourself, family. Until next time we gather, one love. Ty said, that's too long. Hey, man, it be like that. And like I said, I love talking to y'all. The live stream, man, that's that's the dope part. I get to have these back and forth conversations with you guys. Interactive, as they like to say. Soon enough, hopefully, live streams, if history repeats itself from previous years, hopefully things will go positively enough where some other things will be able to transpire. I'll be able to do the things that I wanted to do years ago, but like I told y'all before, certain things transpired and took place, and really wasn't able to do that, and that was also by way of YouTube. So Ty said, Seji, we need a Marvel team. You talking about on the channel, or you talking about on Marvel Rivals? I'm a little bit confused. Ty said, "Get folks." Huh? Oh, you talking about get folks to play Marvel? I got you. What else was I about to say? Yeah, I think that's it. Before I just start like running off and talking about video games and whatnot. Tippy said, "Talk about a whole bunch of nothing." Wow, that's what we're doing, Tippy. No PS5 for you. No, no PS5 for you, Tippy. No PS5. No PS5s. You know, no Enzoy for you on the for the next generation. We're going to leave you directly on Sims 3. This man Ty said, "See, 10 out of 10, Tippy." That's crazy. Diabolical. This is how they treat me. This is how they treat me every time, every year, every month. This is what I get. Mm, mm, mm. But anyways, love you guys. Appreciate you guys, and I will catch you guys in the next live stream. Oh Lord, what did Tippy say? Wait, Seji, go on YouTube. Already went on. We're on YouTube, Tippy. We're on YouTube. Ty said also, "I'm swinging on by. You want to play?" Man, that food gonna be old by the time I sit up there and even get food, man. It's all bad. Tippy said, "Check out this movie, Play Friend." Wait, name Freeman. You might like it. Okay, I'll check it out, and I'll let you know in the next live stream. You'll have to like remind me to bring it up, but I'll check it out though. But again, love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Shout out to any donations. Thank you guys for the support. Shout out to anybody who just subscribed, and I will see you guys later. This man said, "Press in stream." Matter of fact, I should just let this stream go for like an extra 20 minutes. This man said, "Shush, just leave." The disrespect out here. The disrespect right now. You know, I'm going to listen to Ty. So I'm not going to be able to respond to you because Ty wants me to end it. This is Ty's fault.